Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome back to the Fandom Frequency Network, baby. This is the Fandom Frequency Show, episode 20, y'all. This is it right here. We are going to be getting to all the Comic-Con goodness. This is your boy, Kenny, and as you see on the screen, this is my co-host, one of the main producers of the show as well, a partner in crime here, Anthony, a.k.a. Skippy, as I always love to call him. How you doing, brother?
Doing great. How about yourself, man? How's everything with you?
You know, everything's good, man. You know what I'm saying? The 9-to-5 stuff transitioned into a new thing. You know, that's been going well. Stuff's been going well at the house and everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything's going well. Show's growing slowly but surely, man. We've been getting so much views lately. All the Stranger Things content's been blowing up, man. This show itself is finally getting some more consistent views as well. It's a little slow on the podcast network, y'all. We need to get those downloads going, man. Click that button, y'all. But we're doing pretty well with this thing on YouTube. We're getting it going. Small numbers, but numbers are better than no numbers, man.
It's great. We're creating a community. That's all.
Exactly, man. We're building this thing from the ground up, one brick at a time, as they say, man. And it's a marathon, not a sprint, my boy. But welcome back to the show, guys. Much love to all of you out there and all you nerds that are in this multiverse of fandom know just as much as we do. San Diego Comic-Con's going down as we speak. It's kind of probably wrapping up its day down there, and people are about to go hit up those after parties that I wish I was at after this show. But hey, we're going to make it happen one year. 23, dog. 23. Let's go. 23. Nah, it's fine. We'll figure it out, bro. We're going to figure this shit out one day. You're going to see us there, y'all, one day. But hell yeah, man. We got so much Comic-Con goodness to get into. We're not just talking Marvel, Star Wars, DC. We're going to be talking about any of the big news that we heard popping off in there, man. And there's some Marvel Entertainment stuff that I'll squeeze in real quick in the comics. There's not a lot of key details I know about. Just some potential stuff with some big writers in the comic universe that we'll throw in as a mention for sure. But before we get into any of that, we also want to let you guys know that we're going to be talking about Jordan Peele's latest flick, Nope, as well. So don't you be sleeping on that, y'all. We're going to be talking about that as well. I'm a big Jordan Peele fan. My boy, Anthony, man. Are you a big Jordan Peele fan? Have you seen the other two flicks?
Oh, yeah. I enjoyed both of them equally. If anything, of course, I feel like a lot of people would say Get Out is probably like the best one so far.
I'm one of those guys.
It was a different take. It was a great entryway for him to get into the filming industry. But overall,
for sure.
I enjoyed all his ones.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's the shit for sure, man. But we're going to be getting to all the Nope goodness, and big spoiler alert for that. Big spoiler alert coming up for the San Diego Comic-Con news, guys, okay? We're going to be talking about some theories. We're going to be talking about some big announcements. So if you don't want to know the spoilers, if you haven't got a chance to catch up on the news yet, and you want to see it for yourself, there you go. We're going to be doing some live trailer reactions in a sense while we're recording this. So we're going to see how it goes, guys, and we're going to try it out that way, guys. We're doing a little bit of experiment with y'all, so you're going to be guinea pigging along with us. We're going to be doing some trailer reactions to all the stuff that dropped at Comic-Con too, guys. So make sure you don't do anywhere. Don't touch that fucking dial, man. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell button so you're going to hear us ringing up when it's dinner time so you can come watch that video. You know what I'm saying? You know the bell and shit?
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? More cowbell, bro. I need more cowbell on the channel, guys. We need more cowbell. I'm going to make the fucking artwork for that. More cowbell.
Yes.
More cowbell. Click that button, bro. You're going to see that shit soon, guys. You're seeing great ideas come in front of you at once, man. I love it. But for real, guys. And we're going to have a lot of fun on the show today, guys, because we do got a new segment to get into, my friends. And it's a little something called... Now that's Stoops, man. Now that's Stoops.
That's an interesting one. This is my first time of hearing it too.
Yep. So. I told him we got a new surprise for y'all. We got a new surprise for him and you guys. Now that's Stoops. It's a new segment of the show where we talk about something dumb, something silly, something funny that we heard about going on in the world of pop culture or just in the news in general. Because you guys know TikTok, IG, fucking news. There's a lot of funny, stupid shit going on. Everyone ain't got the sharpest tools in the shed. So this one is going to be not like the most hilarious thing in the world, but I thought it was kind of silly. And I'm just like, these kids today, bro, we're getting old out here. I don't know what's wrong with these kids, bro. Because at Knott's Berry Farm down there in Buena Vista, California, for all my peoples out there in other parts of the country that don't know where Knott's Berry Farm is, recently, don't remember the exact date, but they had a bunch of fights going down with a bunch of these dumbass teenagers where literally there was like perhaps like a dozen or close to it involved and have multiple fights throughout the day and had to close the fucking park, dude.
What?
They had to close the fucking park, guys. They had to close down knots like 3 to 4 hours early. And now they just implemented a new rule called the Chaperone Rule, where you have to have an adult with you if you're 17 years or younger, and you can only have up to 3 minors with you at a time, bro.
What?
On the weekends. On the weekends.
On the weekends.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. What is going on, dude?
So, thanks to Gen Z, thank you for ruining Not Scary Farm for all the kids that want to get into a little bit of
that horror side of it.
Non-solicited fun and maybe you don't want the parents to know about, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't advocating anything fucked up. I'm just saying you might want to, do your thing and not have to worry about it. You might bring your girlfriend with you and don't want your fucking mom right there next to you.
Oh, that's true.
So
true.
You know what I'm saying? You might be at the park trying to pick up ladies, and then you're over there with your dad. And you're like, you can't wingman with your dad unless you're my age,
That would kind of
Or, if your dad's single and you're my age, you can do it. But if you're that age, you can't do it.
Yeah. Man, remember back when back in like middle school and high school, we would do that for Not Scary?
We would go by ourselves. Like, we would get dropped off by our parents, or my dad, for example, might take us there, and he's not even with us. He's just there in case of emergency, but he ain't even fucking with us. Now they have to be with you. If they ain't with you, then they get in trouble. And if you don't have an adult with you, then you get your ass kicked out.
That's such a sad time.
They'll boot your ass.
How did the fight start?
I'm not even sure. But regardless, unless it was like something real crazy where somebody's like fucking with somebody's mom or like little sister or doing something crazy that they're super out of pocket, that's just stoops. Yeah. And it's like a bunch of fights. It's probably some dumb shit, bro. You know it is.
I know for a fact it is, because they're like, it seems unreasonable for so much going on. Like, yeah, it has to be something like maybe like the only thing I can think of is like they were waiting for a line and somebody trying to cut in last second.
Exactly, or some shit like that. Like, unless it's one of these very select scenarios, it's like, what the fuck are y'all doing? And either way, that's just stoops, because that just totally ruins the fun for teenagers on the weekend.
Yeah, it's like
that want to start getting out and going out on their own, that aren't stupid like we are. We weren't stupid. We'd have some fun, maybe some things, we might do some things your parents didn't want us to do. But overall, we got home and didn't fight a bunch of niggas, okay?
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying.
That's just insane how it's come to that point, right? Like,
yep. Telling you, man, I don't know. We gotta teach these kids, bro. We gotta teach these kids, man. Future generation, we gotta wise them up, bro.
Someone has to, right?
Yeah, man. Gotta wise them up. Gotta wise them up, bro. Got to wise these kids up. But that's it for today's segment. That's it for Now That's Just Stoops, okay? And make sure if you dug the segment, and if you got some funny TikToks, you got some funny shit to show us, man, send it over, okay? We don't have TikTok, but send it to me somehow. And then hit us up on IG and Twitter. There's a lot of funny shit on there too. I see tons of funny stuff all the time. Hit me up. Now That's Stoops. Hope y'all dug it. I'm having fun with it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, man. It's a lot of good fun. I'm digging it. I'm loving it. Say McDonald's, guys. So don't get any ideas. Don't get any ideas. You got it? Don't get any ideas. But hell yeah, man. So we're going to be rolling right along here because we got plenty to talk about. It's time to get into, what's the word, y'all? Pop culture news. Y'all have seen that plenty of times. It's been on every single installment of the Fandom Frequency Show. That is where we get into all the big pop culture news going down at the time of when we do the show. And y'all know it's Comic-Con weekend, so we're going to get into all the Comic-Con goodness, guys. We're going to get into all that good jazz. It's going to be a good effing time. I'm excited. How about you, sir? We got a lot of trailers to watch. We got a lot of good stuff to watch.
I'm pretty pumped.
Hell yeah. I got stuff to talk about.
What we're going to see in the future. And
yeah.
Announcements coming up for Phase 5.
Woo, boy. All I got to say is 4, 5, 6. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. But before we get into that, because that's the headliner, baby, we got to get into Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the
Rings.
This was dropped.
The Rings of Power. They just dropped another trailer, my friend. And I got to say, I saw a clip of this thing and it looked pretty fucking cool. So we're about to do the first trailer reaction of the show. Here it goes, guys. About to get into the experiment. Here it is. Lord of the Rings trailer reaction. Spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't want to see it.
We thought the road.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
The words.
Here we go.
Today, our days of peace.
We thought our joys would be ended. We thought our
Okay.
never did.
Oh. Man, this looks so good. Like the quality of it, you know?
The quality itself, it looks pretty amazing for what it is.
It looks so cinematic.
This is a show, correct?
Yeah, dude, this is Amazon Prime, bro.
HBO's making it, right?
No.
Or was it Amazon?
It's Amazon.
Okay.
I think this was like 20, 30 million an episode or something like that. Like some crazy shit.
That's insane, dude. Like, look at. I'll give them 3 cost divisions just alone.
Fuck yeah, dude. Sauron, bro. He's gonna be up in here for sure. You know what I'm saying?
He has to.
And I'm digging that because that was one of my criticisms of the original trilogy, because I'm not the hugest fan. I wanted more Sauron in action, right? This is, I think, gonna give it to us. And what's that sword?
I'm hoping so, right?
Yeah.
What it's giving us is something that question would be answered.
Yeah, man. Galadriel's in this thing. Kate Blanchett's character, dog. She's that blonde chick with the braid.
We can't survive this.
Yeah, her. That's Galadriel right there.
Looking badass.
Yeah, man. And I even remember who that was. I was like, thank you. There's something in here I really know. I was like, now I have an entry point, you know?
I feel it.
Because I don't know a lot. God damn, this looks fucking dope. I can't lie, bro. This looks good.
Eventually, one or the other. I'll shoot you back.
Damn, the orcs look cool.
I've been told many times.
September 2nd, bro.
2nd, okay. Interesting for sure. Oh my. The visuals, I would say, off of that is it looks pretty nice.
A1, son. A1.
And you said the budget was like how much again?
Like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it was like between 10 and 20, like 10 to 30 million per episode.
Jeez Louise.
They spent the Stranger Things money right now, like what they did. And you know how fucking great that looks.
Yeah, the visuals itself. It's insane. Just off the trailer itself, I know there's probably some criticisms already with like the hardcore fans possibly. But as like because for me, I'm looking at it through like a casual.
Yeah, because I was like, you're not a diehard fan either. I know Drew's a big fan, and y'all know Drew. He's one of the usual panelists on the show as well. But yeah, man,
I would say like it will be interesting to dive into it, to take a look into it.
Yeah, like I'm excited for this, man. I'm hyped. Like we're gonna cover this on the channel, guys, just in case you didn't know. And me and Drew are also trying to make sure that we can plan it out. We're going to do a whole like review revisit series for the Lord of the Rings Middle Earth films. We're going to do the original trilogy with Lord of the Rings, and we're going to do the Hobbit trilogy, man. So I don't know if you're interested in hopping on the show with us, but you know, just we almost planning the show right here in the show. I love it. It's meta. But yeah, bro, if you want to get in on that, let me know. And this series in particular, do you want to watch this thing and get on the reviews? If you got time, and you said you would, so I just want to know your hype level of this one. You know, I'm fucking excited now. I'm really excited.
It looks pretty dope. I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, like you let me know, bro. Like if you're like, hey, I'm digging it, get me in on the next one, whatever. Tell me, and then if you're like, I'm good on this one, bro. You take the wheel. You guys head on out. You know what I'm saying? I'll catch you right next time. You let me know. Yeah. But I am fucking hyped on this shit. I'm more hyped for this almost than She-Hulk. Controversial opinion. Yeah. Okay, controversial opinion. Because every trailer for these has been getting cooler and cooler and cooler. And now that I understand the story a little bit better and I kind of see what they're doing, I'm like, hey, bro, if this has a good pacing and good storytelling and the acting and the fucking visuals look as good as it looks like it's going to be, shit, man, this might be one of the biggest surprises of the year. It really might be.
I would say the hype level too. I think this is the level more higher than She-Hulk. Because to be honest,
yeah, of course it is. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like She-Hulk itself, it's not really
hyped up like that. We gonna get into it because I'm excited to watch the trailer. I like what they're presenting to me. Like I'm still like, oh yeah, She-Hulk, man. 3 more weeks, man. Like I'm excited still for it. But like my hype level isn't like on a 10. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like a 6 or 7. Like okay. We're gonna watch this first day. Let's see what we get. I'm excited. I'm optimistic. Lord of the Rings now? Are we Rings of Power? I'm like, yo, come on, y'all. You gotta deliver on that. These trailers, this could be the best fantasy stuff we didn't had in a long time, bro.
Since the tragedy of Game of Thrones.
No, because most of it's good though. So I think people are a little harsh on that one. I haven't watched all that stuff. I've watched the bits and pieces of the earlier stuff. But it's like, come on, guys. They had like 6, 7 good seasons. Give them a break.
You had it good. I think it was like, I would even answer myself. There was like a lot of stuff that needed to be stretched out and explained a lot more.
In that last season, right? It just, they rushed it. You know what I'm saying? So
that's like where I'm going off of because that's where a lot of the buildup from even back to season 1
it's all leading, It's that Endgame level type stuff, and then if Endgame was like a lame ass movie, that's what it feels like. I get you.
Exactly.
I get you.
But I would say even with the earlier seasons, it was my favorite. Game of Thrones were my favorite during the earlier seasons.
Would you say that's your favorite series right now, like live action series?
Or if I had to rank it, if it was the earlier seasons, it was definitely up there. It was my favorite.
Now it's probably like a top 5 or something like that.
It's like it's within like top 8. I was
okay. Okay.
This going like the early seasons is really carrying it to be in that position. I would say because I remember back then when Game of Thrones would drop.
Yeah, motherfuckers were eating this shit up, bro.
It was pretty hype, and I remember we would have watch parties.
I remember hearing about it. Yeah,
Laura's place, and we would go over there and we would just watch the show, and then like before that, we'll probably pick up like some food, some beers.
Hell yeah!
Just, like, hang out and watch.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
That's when it was at its peak. I was like, all right.
I feel you. The Boys, we got to do that next season, my friend.
Yes.
Like do a binge or something. Do like binge half the season, like all together. Like oh shit, like let's get the Boys season 4 going. Like. Because this shit's top notch right now. That's one of the shows picking up those batons of being the best stuff,
I would say The Boys is at that level. The Boys,
Invincible too, in the animated realm.
Yeah, those 2 are killing it. Like, I would say those 2 are in that hype level with Game of Thrones when they're
Fuck yeah. Invincible just needs to get a little more leg under him, like a little more life. But if it gets another 2, 3, 4 seasons in there and it's like, this is excellent, then it's up there. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. I think next season 2, is going to have a lot more episodes with it. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of story going to be given to us.
Hell yeah, man.
It's going to be amazing to see. And it's going to be cool to see, depending on what they drop as a trailer, it's going to be cool to see what Mark's going to be going through in the upcoming season.
Yeah, man, because you know the comic lore. I don't. I'm going to probably wait till the show's like announced to end, and then I'll probably start reading the comics. And then by the time the show ends, I'll get to compare like how the endings go together. I don't want to spoil myself too early, but I want to read the comics because I'm like, these are fucking great comics, I bet you. And I like getting to do that comparison when I can. But yeah, man, Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. I can't wait to see all the different characters that are going to use these rings, how all that's going to come together. The Black Sword, is that the Sauron sword that we saw in the original Lord of the Rings trilogy? So many questions, so many answers, hopefully, to be had. I am actually really freaking excited for this series, man. I want to hear from you guys in the comments section, guys. Let us know what you think about this Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power trailer. What's your hype level for it? What's your knowledge level? Do you know a lot, like our boy Drew, the anime senpai up here, or Fandom senpai? Hashtag Fandom Senpai. Make sure you hit up bro Drew. You know what I'm saying? Let him know what's the dealio. But or you're like us and you're more casual fans. You don't necessarily know everything about the series and the overall Middle Earth, but you're still excited to see it. Or you're like, this shit looks whack. Y'all tripping. You let us know, guys. And thank you for tuning in to this latest trailer reaction / breakdown, whatever you want to call it. And make sure you tune into the Fandom Frequency Show. We do a long-form podcast where we get into all the nitty-gritty stuff. We're literally recording that right now while we're doing this trailer reaction, baby. Editing magic. It's a hell of a thing. Welcome to the 21st century. The past.
Hell yeah.
Time traveling right now. Y'all don't even know it. I'm fucking, I'm a dream, what do they call it? Dream walking?
Dream walking? Yeah.
And multiverse, man, I'm dream walking right now, bro. I'm getting a third eye up in here. But yeah, guys, thanks for checking out this trailer reaction. Deuces. Stay tuned and don't sleep. Get it? You dig? But yeah, man. So we're gonna be getting into this next trailer because I loved how you brought up Game of Thrones, dog. I think you just read my mind, brother. I think you just read my mind because we got another trailer reaction. Yes, sir. You had to hear about the House of the Dragon trailer, didn't you?
I've heard about it. For sure.
Yeah, man. We got Matt Smith up in this thing. I don't know jack shit really too much about this stuff. I know a few characters. I know the Targaryens are a big deal, and it's about the civil war between them. 300 years, apparently, I think, before Game of Thrones, right? Right?
I believe so. Let me take a double check on it.
You let me know. But I think that was it. Yeah, it's definitely a prequel. I'm just not sure. I know it's about the Targaryens. I know it's a prequel. I love the title, but I'm not sure about the amount of years. But it's definitely hundreds of years before. I know that for a fact.
It is going to be the fight for power because at this point, the House of Targaryen is pretty much the rulers because of the dragons.
Okay, man.
Nobody really has dragons, I believe, in like that or anywhere across that realm.
Yeah. So there's gonna be a lot of dragons up in here, I bet you. Hell yeah, man. Let's get into this trailer reaction, y'all. Thanks for stopping by the Fandom Frequency Network. This is the House of the Dragon trailer. Let's get into this thing, baby. Hopefully Game of Thrones is back on top.
He's a force.
There's already a dragon.
I love that. Yeah, and this is gonna be HBO Max, I think, too.
The quality's definitely gonna be there.
Oh yeah, it's Game of Thrones for sure. Ooh.
The dragon roared his mind.
Ooh. All the dragons, son? Are they eating eyeballs, son? Fuck.
Who else?
I think that looks like an egg. I might be mistaken.
Oh, dragon eggs?
It could be. But dragon eggs are completely different.
Oh.
Looking. That's why I was like, wait a minute. Maybe it's like a mark for the house. It looks like.
Yeah, the quality's definitely here, though.
Yeah, see?
We are the king. Your duty is to take your wife.
So Matt Smith's a Targaryen?
Pretty much.
Okay.
From what it looks like.
They're like the white-looking, like the really light blonde people, right?
They're like our Targaryens, pretty much. And that's
okay.
They're like, I believe, the Warrior Blood. If I can remember, like the bloodline of all the Targaryen.
They ride dragons, right?
Yeah.
Sick. Oh, those are the eggs, huh?
Yeah.
When Mary comes into power, she could have any challenge to her succession.
Oh, I think that's that one actress, Olivia something.
From Bates. I know her from Bates.
Yeah, dude, she's awesome. I didn't know she was in this, bro.
Great actress.
Her and Matt Smith right there. That's actually getting me more pumped. Just her, because she's great. She looks like she's playing like a Stark, huh?
Okay. It seems like an informative or
ooh,
maybe a counselor. Maybe a Stark. We don't.
Ooh, like that dragon looks sick.
Yeah. I would
say August 21st. Oh, I'm definitely giving it a shot now.
I'm gonna give it a shot for sure after seeing that because like
that looks
like
interesting.
Going and it has that power.
The political element, right? That was always the strong point of the series.
Yeah, that greed of power, just trying to be on top, and then seeing like a little bit kind of that snakes in the grass, kind of like that, kind of backstabbing, trying to gain it.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
And that's like a huge thing. And I know book wise, I'm not like very like on that hardcore level.
Okay, gotcha.
That's that. A lot of people who are into the books probably recognize some characters possibly that are into this show because the books, from what I know and remember from what people would have told me, and there's like a lot of information in the books that we didn't get in the show, like a lot of in-depth, I guess. I guess in-depth background stories from each.
Oh, okay. So there's like a lot left open to explore. That's why they announced so many spin-offs, huh?
Yeah, there's a lot.
There's like 6 or 7 of them, dude. If I'm not mistaken, I think I heard that on a podcast yesterday or the day before when I was driving to work. I was like, what? 7?
There was a good amount. And the thing is, I feel like the show would have done better if George ended up finishing his last book. Because I believe...
Yeah, he's been lagging, right?
Yeah, I think that's what kind of left the people who were trying to direct that last season up and like having them figured out for themselves. And they got like really bad backlash from it, which sucks.
Right.
Because like it did kind of rush the whole thing. Like with the Night Walkers and stuff like that. But this one, it looks like they got the material there. They're able to flesh it out. Hopefully they're able to, bring back that early season 1 through the early seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, you just get that consistency back with the badassery and everything like that. Because you would probably say the final season of Game of Thrones at least had good action. It just wasn't the great storytelling, correct?
Yeah, because like honestly, I remember when I went to one of the watch parties for it. It was during the White Walkers. Yeah, the White Walkers.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. That shit was always what's most interested me the most. I'm like, ooh, that and dragons. I'm like, zombies and dragons, give it to me now.
I feel like that itself should have been a whole season of the main characters sailing from. And my perspective of it is that it should have been more of a longer than one episode. Because like the end of one episode, and that's what got me frustrated. And I know so many fans frustrated
because that was like the most interesting element kind of the series at the time, right? Kind of in those parts of the series. At least it seemed like it because I always heard about them.
That was the attention grabber. That was the first thing we seen in the first season. The first 15 minutes.
I saw that because I've seen the first episode in full and a couple others.
Yeah, and then like just for that to be ending in one episode, that pissed me off. I was like,
yeah, I feel you.
A full, like at least a season. I would like to have it a season or even half a season of them dealing with the White Walkers itself. Like having them have like create a plan.
Like in this series, or you're saying like do a separate series? You're saying
no, back in like Game of Thrones in the main.
Okay, yeah. You're saying they dropped the ball on that one. So
in that, like there's so much they could have fleshed out. But
right.
It was rushed. It was just rushed overall that last season.
I've heard, man. I'm gonna have to probably. I think if I really like House of the Dragon, I think I'll dive in to Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? And since I don't have to wait 5 years, 10 years for the season, I'll check out the end of it, and then I'll probably be like, "Oh, man, that wasn't quite as good." But I probably won't be like, "Oh, what the fuck?" You know what I mean? I'll probably just be like, "Damn, they really dropped the ball here." I might not even finish it and just be like, fuck it, I'll just read the spoilers,
Yeah, they were just memeing on it. I remember
I know.
Everyone was memeing.
I didn't even get any of them. Yeah. Except for that one chick that she betrayed everybody and no one saw that coming because it was like, what the fuck? I'm trying to think, was it that one chick that was in New Mutants or was that somebody else?
New Mutants, are you talking about?
She played the werewolf type character in New Mutants. I can't remember the girl's name.
Gotta take a look at that.
So that's what I'm saying, man. All I know is the big characters. Maisie Williams, I think, was the actress. But I don't know her character name. I know nothing. What's her character name? Hold on, man.
I got it.
Oh, you got it?
Yeah, right now I'm looking at the cast list. I'm trying to think who was a lot of people one that portrayed.
It wasn't something like that. Maybe I misheard something, but I thought I heard something like that.
Maybe as because like the one thing that did they kind of had that swap, I guess, and it was kind of like that cliche that everyone thought was gonna happen with Emilia Clarke's character.
Okay, Emilia Clarke, yeah.
And Darius and that's how you say it? But
yeah, Emilia Clarke, yep.
Yeah, like he ends up betraying, like going evil, going crazy in that power. I thought they were gonna do something more of that, but you took it out within that last season. I felt like they really tried to like
cram it in.
And then like what I heard is that George gave the writers notes about what he had thought for what he's gonna do for the final book. That's it. Kind of like cliff notes. And he's all to them like, here you go. This is what it's gonna be about. That's what I thought in my speculation or what I've been brainstorming.
Right. So they didn't have a definitive story to go off of like they did before. So that's probably what it was, huh? They missed the source material that made it what it was.
Yeah.
So it kind of was hard for them to do what George R.R. Martin did because it's hard to do something up to the same level of what the storytelling is. That's why the stories were working in the previous seasons. It's what it looks like to me from just being an outsider. So I'm like, that's the only one they didn't have something to go off of. So
I would say like the last two, you'll notice that shift. Like you'll notice like the storytelling quality shifts towards a different direction.
See, so that's the thing.
The conclusion of it. So yeah, that's like, because honestly, Game of Thrones could have gone on so much longer than what we got.
Like another like 3 seasons or something, huh?
I would say 3. Like I would rather have a season of them dealing with
like the walkers, as you said,
walkers and everybody like that, and then having a season of them trying to rebuild.
8 seasons, damn. So season 8, so season 7's like, and season 7's like, oh shit.
Yeah, like one of the characters, I'll just say when Jon Snow ended up dying. Like
I know that.
Yeah, like
it was too hard to avoid that shit, you know?
Yeah, that was a huge thing when it happened. I remember seeing
that was like Tony Stark dying, you know? It was like there's no way you're not gonna avoid that because everyone's talking about it. Yeah. Which I wasn't mad at. I was like, hey, my fault. I didn't watch the shit, whatever. I didn't care.
It was my favorite character too, and then when I found out he died.
Oh.
I got pissed.
Fuck.
My friend was like, I talked to my friend about it too, and he was like, well, you gotta remember the Red Witch is there, and she's able to possibly resurrect. And that's
like she does. Yeah. So I know all those things. So that's why I said, like, I know some of the stuff later on and then some of the stuff early on. So I have an idea of certain characters and, you know, Jason Momoa and, Richard Mann, who's playing Icarus now in the MCU. You know, I know about some of the characters. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know all the storylines and every character in every house and all that shit. I just know, like, kind of the cliff notes a little bit. Like a few cliff notes.
And I feel like with that happening, the resurrection, I think it kind of like creates more of that plot armor on certain characters too.
Yeah, for sure.
They had that like a lot. I mean, like I wish they had it for Pedro Pascal's character.
Right, I forget his name, but
he was my favorite character. Obi Martell, I believe that's how you say his first name. He was my favorite one. Like I liked it when he was on screen. He had like a lot of great lines.
He was chewing up the scenery, right? Like one of those kind of guys. He's just killing every scene, stealing every scene. Just like get him on screen, where'd he go? Get him back here.
Yeah, and he whacked him. I was like, Jesus
Christ. I heard about that. I've seen the scene. Yeah. It was. Didn't he get beheaded?
He got his head. He got his head like crushed in.
Crushed. That's what it was. Yeah. I was like, fuck.
And like the USC terms, I believe it would be like doomed or something like that. Grabbed him and just like squeezed it like a
boy. I was like, dude, he just got Jason, bro. I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this is crazy. That's what made me interested in the show, man. I'm like, this is something I was like, I gotta get to this someday. I was like, I guarantee I'd like this shit at least a little bit. It may not be my favorite thing ever, but I was like, I got to watch this shit because the action is so damn good.
It's great.
So good, and the acting's good. So I'm like, fuck, I gotta get into the show, man. It just I never had enough incentive when I got so far behind. I was like, fuck, it's so much to watch. And I didn't watch TV shows much, but now I'm kind of a lot more into TV, and sometimes I enjoy it more than film at times. So it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's more fulfilling when you get to the end of the story and whatnot than certain films and things like that. Like things that I already like or watched and liked for years or saw several years ago, you know. But sometimes when you're expecting something, you get a little disappointed as opposed to TV. I'll wait a week. I'll wait a year. It's cool, you know. But anyway, yeah, man. So this is definitely getting me to want to watch all the Game of Thrones shit eventually. So yeah, if I'm really digging this season 1 of House of the Dragon, I'm definitely going to dig into it, man. But anything stick out to you in the trailer? Any big like story hints or any big details that you noticed in there that fans ought to be on the lookout for? You think might be something that plays into any of the first season here for this thing?
Maybe some name drops, possibly. I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest, like it's been a while since I've seen like the Game of Thrones show itself.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, we ain't watching season 8 dropped, huh? He's like, yeah, I ain't going
It's like when it came in, but I know there's a lot of big names that were dropped. I'm trying to remember exactly who it was. Like,
Cause yeah, man. Because I was like, I don't know like too much here. I just know it's a Targaryen Civil War. People wanted to see that, or have heard about it and were interested in it. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, I don't know anything else. I know Emilia Clarke's in this family, I believe, right?
Yeah, like okay. Mysteries. I can't because like the thing is, there's a character I would say Mysteries, Daemon Targaryen.
Okay.
And then I think obviously like these are like the main leads, but I know there's like at some point in time somebody mentioned to me either talking about the book or I most likely remember like briefly a little bit from the show.
Oh, okay.
Like some of these characters in there.
Gotcha, man.
So that's why there's like some name drops. It's more likely remembering it from people talking to me about the book. About
I see.
Inside from my friends who were trying to explain it to me because like that's new. But yeah, there was like a couple, like only those like 3 names really that popped up. I think a lot of it won't be like thoroughly explored to much. But no, I would say I'm very enjoyed the trailer and everything. And I can't wait to see a lot more of it. I'm really hoping to bring back earlier season vibes of
what people came to Game of Thrones and fell in love with in the first place, right?
Yeah, I really hope we have something like that because that would be great to have Game of Thrones be back. And even though we know what happens towards the end,
get it back on top, baby. Get it back on top. Hell yeah, man! But I'm excited for this thing. I think it's dropping right around, I think like a week or so later or so after She-Hulk. So I'm gonna definitely check out the first episode, see if it interests me, see what's up with it. I'm sure at some point you'll probably check it out too, being a Game of Thrones fan. But what'd you guys think about the trailer? We dug it. Did you dig it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did you fall somewhere in between? For those that have seen Game of Thrones, do you think this is worthy of giving another shot? Or you're like, I'm past it. Fuck this shit. I'm out. Let us know what you're thinking. Fuck it. I'm outie. Tell me something they don't know about me. Let me know what you think about it, guys. Hit us up in the comment section. And remember, more cowbell. Hit the subscribe button and hit the freaking bell. You don't want to miss any of these dope episodes or trailer reactions, do you? You know you want to see these beautiful, lovely faces and vibes of positivity you're sending your way. You want to see it, guys. So make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like. And share it in social medias, man. People are sharing videos of people slapping each other with tortillas. You can share us, right? Come on, man. I could have put that in Now That Stoops. There's a little preview for those who don't know about what that is. The Phantom Frequency Show, podcast, long form. We talk about all the pop culture goodness in one show. And we're literally doing that right now. It's 4 walls. It's a wall break within a wall break on 16 walls. And if you don't know what that means, click subscribe and you'll find out. See you on the next trailer reaction, y'all. See you.
Right on.
Right on, y'all. All right. Here we go. Next trailer, baby. Comic-Con goodness. It's a lot, man. We're going to be here all night streaming. No, but freaking, imagine. 5-hour stream. Here we go.
What?
5-hour episode. Here we go. All right, but for reals, guys, John Wick Chapter 4. You fucked with the John Wick, don't you?
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I'm trying to remember.
Hell yes.
At this point, before we get into it, Chapter 3 ended off with him being hunted by
the High Table, baby. He's going after them because he has been kicked out of the Continental assassination group or whatever and has betrayed the rules, and he is an enemy.
That is right. And then they got a price on his head for it because of
that. And betrayed him.
And betrayed him like as well. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I seen 3 like sometime last year. I think it was on this time last year.
Oh yeah. Shit. Okay, nice.
So now I know that I'm gonna see what's gonna happen in this.
Hell yeah, man! Well, here we go. Chapter 4, baby. John Wick Chapter 4. Let's see him open a can of whoop ass on these fools.
How do you train this?
No one
Oh, Bill Skarsgard, Pennywise, Hawkeye. No, it's fine.
Ooh,
Can kill everyone.
damn.
Oh, there he goes. He's always on top of a car. Hey, Donnie Yen. He's blind, bro. Asian Daredevil.
Pretty much. Yeah, he's fitting it. He's hitting the bag, pretty much, or whatever that is.
Yeah. That's Kung Fu training right there. Oh, dog's eating dick again, bro. Oh, goddamn. There's the John Wick energy. Dude, he's slapping him with the sword.
Dude, that's action packed right there with that.
Give it to me now. Fuck March. Give it to me now.
That's
I love these fucking movies, bro. I own them. We own them all here at the freaking household. We love these movies where I'm at. I love these movies. I cannot wait for this shit, man. We gotta have a watch party with the John Wick trilogy. Are you fucking down? That's what we gotta do. We gotta do that.
John Wick 4 coming.
Yeah, man. We might even have to do like a freaking might even have to do like a watch along or something. We might have to do something fun like that. These movies are so fun. I love the John Wick franchise, man. And big speculation, is Donnie Yen on the high table? That's what I want to know. Because it looks like it.
I can see him being part of it. I mean,
that would make sense. He's Ip Man. Come on, man.
Yeah, like he's already
He's a legend.
Yeah, like he's like one of those guys that is action figure pretty much, right?
Yeah, he's like one of the biggest ones right now.
Yeah, like so it makes sense that he'll be up there, and then like him and I can't wait to see him and John find it out, dude.
Fuck, bro, just that fucking, what is that, 3 seconds?
Yeah.
I'm like, how do you make 3 seconds? What?
I wonder how to play out. That's going to be interesting to see.
Hey, he has a sword. I didn't even know he was going to be using a sword in this. You know I love swordsmanship, bro. You know I'm all about it. So that's great.
Style going in.
And it seems like this one's going to have like a samurai vibe to it, which I like. That's really cool, man. Like maybe like even some ninja vibes in there. Who knows? But we got fucking Bill Skarsgård, a.k.a. Pennywise, up in here.
Yeah.
Looks like he's floating up to the high table, bro. He was at the table. Like literally at the table. So I'm like, is that him? I mean, is he in the high table too? Because that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen him do action movies before. So I'm like, did he get the training and he's doing Kung Fu now?
Possibly. Or he's probably one of those guys who's probably maybe in the political.
Master marksman, maybe?
Possibly that too. Yeah.
Which would still be cool.
Be different take for it. So yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see the story plays out.
Yeah, man. Like
out of this one, or
yeah, bro.
If you will get out of this one, because are they gonna make a 5th one?
They've talked about it. They've teased it. They were thinking about doing 4 and 5 back to back, but they've pushed 5 back until after this one. So it's still a potential possibility because this is definitely going to make good money, I'm sure. Unless they really shit the bed on this movie, I don't see it not making money enough to get a sequel. So it all depends on where the story goes, because I don't want them to run this one into the ground a la horror franchise and, action franchise style like they do sometimes,
Yeah.
I do want them to end on a high note. Let's not let my boy Keanu Reeves have a good franchise through and through, okay?
Yeah, I would say up to chapter 6 at least. If they're gonna do 4 or 5,
just make it another trilogy and get the hell on out of there and let's call it a day. Because I'm like, come on.
That's it. Because that's already close to over 10 years at that point.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, what are we going to do after a little bit? Because then it's like, how high are the stakes are going to get in this thing? When he's gone to the high table, we're supposed to be the fucking big bads of this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Maybe the Illuminati at one point.
Yeah, there could be something, another organization within the organization. That's totally possible, which has already been a theory I've had since chapter 2. So I think that's highly a possibility. In chapter 3, when they betrayed him like that, I was like, there probably is more deeper conspiracy shit going on that we don't know about. I guarantee it. And and there's a Continental show, like a streaming series they're going to do on a streaming service. I'm not sure if it's going to be HBO Max, which one, but they're doing a series on the Continental taking place within the timeline of the John Wick films, but he might not be in it at all, or he might just make a cameo. We're not sure yet, but it's not centered around him. So we're going to get brand new assassins and get to expand the world, which I hope they do, because I prefer them to end John Wick on a high note when the story makes the most sense to do it, when the money's still good, get into the Continental series, and spin off someone into their own film franchise and expand it, I think that would be a better idea than trying to run the John Wick character into the ground, and keep things fresh. Bring him into some of these future things, like let's keep things kind of fresh here. I think there's a way they can spin this into a franchise that can continue to carry on. But I think just relying on his character would kind of undermine all the previous films and kind of just like make it like watered down and kind of less of an impact when you see him, because it's like, damn, man, John Wick 8, are we serious? You know, like, I don't want
like gray hairs and everything.
Yeah.
If anything, just make him
I'm
like
getting too old for this shit.
Make him like a legacy character if they're gonna do that.
Exactly, that's what I mean. You know,
that, yeah.
And he might pop up to help a youngster real quick, or someone. Oh, they killed my fiance. It's like, damn. You know, I know how you feel, man. I'll come help real quick. You know, so something like that is where I hope they take John Wick. But I have a lot of high hopes for Chapter 4. I got no reason to doubt them. They've been killing it, and it looks like they're picking up with that right there. The only thing I have as a negative in the franchise right now is the story has never been as strong as it was in that first film. Although the stories are fine and serviceable in 2 and 3, the action and all that other shit is better, if not the same, if not better, whatever. But I just hope they have a little bit of a stronger, a bit more, just a teensy more depth like they did in the first movie to go along with this revenge, getting the high table stuff. I just want a little more of that humanity that we had in the first one would be nice, you know?
Yeah, to be honest, that's what I kind of felt too. After the first movie, the story kind of not really a huge dive, but it started going a little bit downhill. I got in like to one of the discussions about that with John Wick. Like in the first movie, they were giving him all this like character development, all these qualities that he had. And like the one thing I mentioned too is like when the guy got to the hotel in John Wick 2, they were saying John Wick's like the most patient man in the world. Like when he's ready to strike you when you got a chance to be able to do it. He didn't have that in the second film. And Rich got in more trouble in the third one. Wait, I'm like, what? What do you mean? Like
he's never been this impulsive. Yeah. So I kind of feel you on that. That's why I'm like, I love these movies, don't get me wrong, but it's like the story and the plot and some of the character dynamics are just not as tight as they were in those first, like in the first film. It kind of reminds me of the Scream franchise. Very good franchise. I'll watch it any day, any time of the week, but it's just like, or any time of the day, you know what I'm saying. But it's like, it's not, the stories aren't as strong as that original film. It was just so well put together. We're going to get into something else I kind of feel the same way about in a bit here towards the end of the show. But yeah, man, I'm really digging John Wick Chapter 4 trailer. I know you're digging it. We definitely got to go see that thing. We got to get that John Wick watch along party, whatever. We got to do a freaking party for that thing. John Wick Chapters 1, 3, but Chapter 4, this is the trailer reaction. Hope you guys dug it. We hope you loved the trailer as much as we did, but let us know in the comment section below. We want to hear about it, guys. We want to get into the dope discussion with y'all. Which one of the John Wicks is your favorite? Which one of the John Wicks is the best? At least we want to get that ranking going. We'd love to see that down below in the comment section below. Don't forget more cowbell, guys. So we're going to be rolling right along here, and we got some newsy news, no trailers or any visuals for these guys, but we got a little bit of Star Wars news here, just ahead of D23 coming up in August, I think. And a young actress by the name of Amandla Stenberg has just been cast in the series called The Acolyte, which is supposed to be about a dark side user or a Jedi that went to the dark side or something like that. That's set about maybe like 100 years or something like that before Phantom Menace. So I'm definitely looking very much forward to that series, and getting some casting news just makes sure that it seems a lot more legit. That is definitely going down, which makes me, as a Star Wars fan, super duper fucking excited. If you can't see, the Force is with us here. So I'm very excited about it. What do you think about this Acolyte casting news, man? Are you interested in this series, or is this one kind of one of the for you?
For me, honestly, I got my thoughts about Obi-Wan. I'll just
definitely, You know, disappointing but very fun, and I will definitely revisit it because it will definitely play better in the future when I don't have any more expectations because I already know what I watched. But definitely on a first watch, definitely not quite what I was expecting.
Yeah, I would say with the Acolyte coming up, it'll be interesting, right, to see it.
Yeah, because it's not related to the Skywalker stuff. Like, people want to get away from, which I'm with them, but I would like to still see Skywalker stuff eventually in the future. But I would like to take a break from that stuff, the legacy characters. You know what I mean? It would be great to see Star Wars Jedi, dark side, lightsabers, the Force. It's great to see that stuff in a different time period than we've ever seen on screen, because the High Republic has been very well received in the comic books and the other canon material. So I'm definitely very eager to see what this series is going to bring. It's not my most anticipated yet, but depending on the visuals, the acting, and who's in it, this could be way up there for me when things are said and done, when we get more information. But for right now, for the things we don't know any story details about, like more down the road, this is my most anticipated out of those times.
Because like this show is mainly focusing on like the dark side, like the realm where the High Republic got to where it's at. So that's what I mean by interesting, because we never really see too much Sith within live action too much. We only have like a couple of
really Clone Wars,
Sith Lords. And this Clone Wars, if you watch the cartoon,
that's where you get the darker side energy. You know what I'm saying? You get Darth Maul, Savage Opress. You get way more Dooku, way more Grievous for the people that like Grievous, even though Grievous is a bitch, and Asajj Ventress. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get so much more meat in to chew on. You know, the Inquisitors were much more fleshed out within that. One of the disappointing elements of Obi-Wan, but was introduced super great back then. You know, So that's kind of that thing. So it's like, and that's it was so well done in that. That's what created an expectation level that some people thought was not met. So that's kind of one of those things here, man. But I'm not really familiar with this actress in particular, but it's great to see a woman of color getting to be possibly the lead or be a really main part of this series. That's really exciting for me in Star Wars to see that. And also, too, she's been in some pretty good movies that I've heard about before. Obviously, we've all heard of The Hunger Games. She was in that. She was also in Columbiana back in the day, because I believe she's around her age, a little bit older. So she's been in the game for a minute, just kind of working her way up, man. She was in the movie called The Hate U Give, which was about I think it was about like a young black kid that got shot by a cop or something. One of those really more politically driven type films that I heard was pretty well done overall. And yeah, man, she was in the Hunger Games trilogy and stuff. She's gonna be in this slasher film coming up from A24 called Bodies, 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 which I'm definitely gonna go see, because you know me, I need horror all the time, baby. I'm down. Right. It's spooky season every day here at the household out there.
I would say I haven't really heard too much about this action, so I'm being honest. But it's going to be, as long as the writing's good and the performance is there, I'm all up for it.
Me too. Yeah, I'm excited for new Star Wars content in fresh new directions and getting to see familiar but new at the same time. So I'm excited for it. Right. This could be the Phase 4 bold swing that the Star Wars needs to take, because like I said, regardless of how Phase 4 is going in MCU, I'm glad they're taking extra swings and doing things different, and they've been doing it since Phase 2. And I love that Star Wars hopefully will start to embrace the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's great, whether it's bad, I just want to see some more unique stuff in the Star Wars world.
Which I totally agree. I think it's like what you mentioned before. I think even in the past, on script, on camera, off camera, I think what we're really need to branch away from the Skywalkers and lead more into new characters, like how we got with the Mandalorian. And we got able to create a new world with that itself in the Star Wars universe. That is
exactly.
I think that's what everyone's wanting.
That's my favorite thing, possibly since the original trilogy. Rogue One and Force Awakens are giving it a run for its money for sure, but it might be my favorite thing that they've done since the original trilogy, and that's really saying something.
Yeah, and I would agree with that too. That makes sense as well. I think with I'm hoping it has the same side effect. I'm hoping so, but we won't know, like you mentioned.
Until we start getting more footage, we start getting more views, and we get to check it out ourselves one day in the future. Probably ain't going to get this thing till like 24, 25, but whenever we do, we're going to be covering it here at the Phantom Frequency Network, y'all. But we got to keep moving along in the Comic-Con breakdown, baby. There's so much to get into, man. The first film in the Avatar universe has finally been announced, my friend.
Yeah, I've seen that one. Wait.
It's going to be about Team Avatar, motherfuckers, 2024.
Yes.
Guess who's back?
I'm pumped for that show.
And our prediction came true, brother. We said we hoped the first one would be Team Aang. Team Avatar. Team Aang, Team Avatar, you know what I'm saying.
I bet that show, it's a movie, right?
It's a movie, dude. Animated film, 2024 with Team Aang in full effect, baby.
I'm going to be enjoying that. That's something that I wanted from Legend of Korra. I'm like, I could care less about Korra. I just want to see adult versions of the original group.
Yes. I'm not 100% with you on Korra. I do like Korra a lot. But I would much rather prefer something with our original crew much more than Korra. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm down to do it down the line, because we're going to get much more stuff, dude. They want to MCU this thing. So if they can really get that momentum flowing, do whatever the hell you want. I'm just glad they're starting with what they know is going to kind of work. As long as they got a good story.
creators or writers.
This is their thing. They're Kevin Feigeing their own shared universe. Avatar Studios, bro.
I would say it's gonna be, if it's anything like the originals, like Avatar, it's gonna be great.
If it's even close, man, it's like hell yes. We can forgive a lot of flaws because this is our gang, you know. I don't need a perfect freaking story. Just give me something fun and make sure that characterizations are back in place where they need to be, and give me some great animation, and I'm good. I'm great, man. Just to get back with the crew, because that was the one thing Korra didn't do that I wish it did do a little bit more with the legacy characters. Just, you know, when they had the flashbacks, when they had them in the world, I just wish they kind of would have just had like more defining moments in the series. Like when they brought in Zuko, I wish she would have had a little more to do within the series, you know? When they talk about Aang and stuff, there was some cool stuff there, but I wish we had a little more fleshed out time with flashbacks of things he was doing in the world throughout the series. I think that would have really fleshed out what Korra was kind of seeing her journey as being an avatar, comparing herself to him and really seeing all the things he's doing and the people he affected. I think could have been a really good and effective tool for really building out the legend of Aang and making him, you know, that really large character in the shared world they were trying to even start then. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Korra could have really, Katara could have played a better role and been more of a mentor in the series. And I don't think that would have been, you know, retreading anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that's something that I guess at the time they wanted to really make Legend Korra her own thing. They kind of
but they wanted to separate it. I understand. I still think they could have did that. Like Toph was a big deal in it, and that didn't detract anything because she had a whole family she created that was the whole new lead of the show. So I think as long as you put them in the roles, like make her the Yoda of the series. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of was too. She was living in the swamps, wasn't she?
Yeah, but not her. But I mean, like she was kind of a Yoda figure. But I mean, like Katara should be that too. Katara should be Obi-Wan Kenobi, and then freaking Toph should be Yoda, the more eccentric one. That's the way they should have played that.
Yeah,
you know, something in that vein is what I'm saying.
Especially if they're still alive too. I mean,
she was well alive. She was the only one that was left, other than Toph. You know.
Yeah, it was only those two because everybody.
Or Zuko, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, Zuko as well. And Zuko,
but he wasn't in action anymore, which is fine. But I just wish he would have played more of a political role that would have had more of an impact in the series because he's still around. He's a big deal. Mm-hmm. He changed the world with Aang. They changed the world.
Yeah, and getting back to that topic of the new movie coming out, the original Squad.
So excited, man!
I wonder what kind of tasks you got to deal with. I know there's like a lot of
comic book material that they can go into, or they can take inspiration and go in a new direction. That's what I love. They can do that or do something new, and either way, that's going to be new for so many viewers that it's like we're getting fresh material regardless what they do, and that's what's exciting about this. We don't have any high expectations of what the story has to be. It just has to be of good quality, and we're gonna like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, you know, whatever the story is, as long as they don't have like some dumb story where it's the Cabbage Man and they're gonna fight him as the big bad or something stupid like that. I don't think there's nowhere to go but up, kind of. You know?
I think at this point, I don't think you'll ever do anything going back to that.
Nah, I'm just making a silly thing.
Yeah, I know, but I think that when it comes to childish, like I think the creative, like everybody in the creative team, everybody in the writing staff, you know that people that.
They're adults that are having their own kids. So if they're going to do that, maybe make a separate thing down the line. But your main audience is adults. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's going to be cool to see in that perspective if you do take it on and try to like play off in that realm with everybody having kids growing up, or Aang and Zuko and the crew trying to figure out how to deal with the problems.
See? Imagine getting to see Tenzin as a kid. That'd be fun, man. I liked Tenzin. I thought he was a really cool character. I really dug him, and he did feel like he'd be Aang's son. Like, I thought that actually did feel right. He's trying to do the more traditional route and all that, and seeing him be the little, like, stick in the mud and getting to see his what was his brother's name? Bonzo or something like that? Yeah. Gonzo or something? But I loved his brother. He was so fun. I would love to get to see the sister some more, and I thought she was kind of shortchanged. So maybe she could play a role in this thing and play and have more to do. So it's like there's so much potential with this. I'm super duper excited, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for this too. Do we know when it's going to be dropping?
Just 2024. No exact dates, but that's the rough. That's the goal right now. Is 2024.
Okay, yeah. Then it's plenty of time. I wouldn't mind.
Yeah,
I don't mind a long wait for something like that.
You've been waiting all these years. I can wait 2 more. You know.
Yeah.
Just get it right. Take your time. Have a good, fun story, and let's get back into the world with the right way with our gang, Team Aang, baby. I want to hear, hey, for all my Avatar fans out there, do you love this idea? Do you hate it? Let us know, man. I'm pretty sure y'all are going to love it. I love the idea and can't wait to see where they move from here because the potential is limitless, man. And it's going to all start in 2024. So I think Avatar Studios, I think the world of Avatar is in for a big decade coming up, guys. It's in for a big decade, this one, man. I'm really, really hyped on it, guys. But now it is time to get into the world of comic book movies, baby. And we're going to be talking about none other than DC, guys. DC didn't have a ton of huge announcements this year around, but they had some pretty cool, interesting stuff come up. So we definitely are going to get into it. And I'm very excited to get into another trailer reaction here, guys. And this one is going to be about probably the longest, the movie that's probably been in the development that's a comic book movie, the longest other than another Spawn remake or a Crow reboot. I would say it's going to be this movie right here, Black Adam, starring none other than Can You Smell What the Rock is Cooking?
That's going to be interesting.
$1. Not a cat.
Here we are, guys. Here we are. Ooh. Damn. He got 300'd, bro.
Very high.
Woo, that was sick. Damn, this thing looks action-packed. Hey, it's James Bond, baby. Goldeneye.
You believe you are not worthy.
Dr. Fate, man. Whoa, that look cool. Damn. The Atom.
You can be the destroyer.
Ooh, it's my main man, Hawkman.
Or you can be its savior.
Oh.
Or be the hero. Instead, they've got me.
Oh, yeah. I was like, give me some Hawkman footage.
I'm liking this so far.
Yeah, this trailer is much better than the last one.
Way better. Okay.
Because this is giving me a little bit more of kind of what I was hoping for.
I would agree with that.
You know, because I was a little scared they're going to turn him into I'm a good guy now. I'm like, maybe not.
They keep on that. You're keeping people questioning what role he's play. Which I'm
be a tweener, as they say in the wrestling world. Be a little bit of that heel, but maybe play into the good side every now and again when you don't have no other choice, you know?
Yes.
But I'm like, come on, man. Like, let him be a villain for this movie, man. Like, tease it. Let him do that anti-hero. Maybe he helps them save somebody, or maybe he helps them a little bit. But I want him to stand alone as a villain a bit more. I want them to lean into the villains more because that's the most interesting stuff that DC has going for them, really. If you think about it, you know, like there's a lot of cool heroes to get into that we haven't discovered or gotten into with the films, but I think Black Adam and Joker and Harley Quinn, all these other characters, Lobo, we haven't seen that yet. I think the villains is where they need to lean into. That's the R-rated, more edgy content, even though this is PG-13, you know what I'm saying? The more edgy, violent, more on the towing the line content, the Suicide Squad. That's what DC can really play into. That's going to make them stand apart because that's what's really been working for them. That's made them stand apart from Phase 4 of MCU, you know?
I'm going to say this right now. So far, from what DC has released, within throughout the duration of Phase 4 of Marvel, I've been liking DC a little bit more than Marvel. Like,
oh shit, man!
Honestly,
like, okay, so Phase 4 started in 2021, right? Because of the pandemic delays and shit.
I would say, yeah, 2021.
And then DC, we could go. Let's go. We're not going to talk about Justice Shitley. We're going to go from Aquaman, all right? So we're going to go from Aquaman late 2018 till now. So we got Aquaman, which I think is a win. It definitely is a win financially. It's a Billy. Come on now. But I actually really love Aquaman. I really dig that movie. What do you think about Aquaman? Where do you stand on that one?
Aquaman, it was okay for me. I would say Aquaman, it started stepping up a little bit. And then as years went on, we started getting more of the newer movies coming out.
Yeah, like Shazam was really good. I really enjoyed that.
I was surprised. I actually enjoyed that one too. I was
okay. One I'll say is underrated, and I think almost better than all these films. Almost for me, Birds of Prey. That movie's fucking underrated, bro.
Birds of Prey. That one.
Movie's underrated.
That one I can see.
I don't think it's excellent, but I think it's really good, and people don't give it the credit, man. I really don't.
I would say it was okay. I would say for that.
Yes, man.
It could be.
If they had a strong villain, dog, that would have been a 9 out of 10. I think people were tripping.
I think that's what's true. I think there was like some of that, right? Like there was like
the villains weren't the best. I like Zaz, but I didn't like what they did with Ewan McGregor's version of Black Mask. It definitely was not the right characterization for him.
Yeah. It just wasn't well. I think
if he played something else more obscure, like a weirdo kind of character, you know what I'm saying? That could work. But for what he was playing, no, it did not work. If they wanted to make him his own Lex Luthor, that could have worked. You know, do the Jesse Eisenberg thing, would just get a different actor because they didn't like him. I don't know. Or if he wanted to be the Riddler, go ahead, you know. Condiment Man, I don't know, Kite Man. But you're being too weird with Black Mask. He's supposed to be intimidating. He's a mob boss, bro.
Yeah, I think for me, when it really started picking up, I think when I seen the second movie of Suicide Squad, that's when I started joining it.
That movie is excelente. That is the second best thing they've done in my mind.
Yeah, that's what brought me into it, and then I think
Fire. Yes, that's fire. Top shelf.
Seen the Batman too. The Batman people are saying like, "Oh, it's too long." I'm like, I don't mind it. Like that's something that
bruh, a movie that good, I will sit around all goddamn day. That is one of the best Batman films ever, man.
It's
come on, man.
The Christopher Nolan trilogy, like it's up
Fuck
there.
Yeah,
and it depends on how they play it out the next few movies.
Then it's gonna be fooling in the conversation. But if they continue with the quality of this, hell yeah, matches if not surpasses. Hell yeah, we just need another couple movies to see. But if you're talking about this versus Batman Begins, this shit wins, bro.
Definitely does. And then
shit, that rhyme. Cool.
Yeah, and then like seeing this trailer for Black Adam, I'm like, okay,
it looks cool, man. It looks a little better than what I was thinking at first.
Yeah, and I'm very interested in seeing what this movie is going to be. How it's going to be like.
How it's going to portray kind of Black Adam and kind of bring his story into the mix. And then you kind of see how he's mixing it with the JSA. Like there's something going on they want him to help with, but he's like, I don't give a fuck about y'all. I'm on my own shit. So it seems like we kind of know the conflict kind of there. We just don't really know the setup, how we get to that point and what the real villain threat is going to be of the movie, you know, so to speak. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. But The Rock looks great as Black Adam, like I expected. A few comic inaccuracies, but I don't really give a shit. I'm cool with it. And he looks cool in the role, man. He definitely sells being a badass you don't want to fuck with. So I think that's cool. And I'm really digging the effects for the most part. I think Adam looks great. I think Dr. Fate looks really awesome. Some Doctor Strange reminiscent stuff, but not too bad. They're very similar anyways. But Dr. Fate is first. So you got to give credit where it's due. And I really love the Aquaman. Oh my gosh. The Hawkman footage we got in this and everything we've seen so far. With one of my favorite up-and-coming actors working today, Aldous Hodge. Really, really underrated talent. Y'all should check him out in the show Leverage if you haven't seen that. One of the best cable network shows that's been out in the last 20 years. Love that series. Very fun stuff. He was also in the remake of Invisible Man from A24, which that was also a very excellent film. So y'all need to definitely check him out for sure. But I really dug this trailer. I'm actually a bit more excited for this now. I was kind of more like, on it at first. Now I'm more like, all right, cool. I'm actually looking forward to seeing this movie now.
This one definitely brought this trailer, like right now, it just definitely got me looking forward to it.
To the movie itself, not just The Rock being in a superhero movie now. Now I'm actually like looking forward to the movie now. You know,
and I'm hearing like there's like a lot of like rumors going on. I think something was talking about with joking around, saying like, oh, Black Adam versus Superman coming up. Everyone thought Henry Cavill was going to make an appearance.
Nope. Because DC's still stoops in it.
I think DC just got their stuff together when it's
Superman. I don't get him, man. I don't get it, bro. It's Superman. He needs to be included in this thing. Come on, bro.
Kind of a huge thing. I'm not gonna lie, but
God,
people were joking around saying that Henry was gonna show up as
I wish. The Witcher?
Captain Britain.
Oh, Captain Britain? Dude, that'd have been crazy.
I would have laughed so fucking
DC fans would have like fought Marvel fans on the spot, bro. Fuck you, bro.
Yeah, like straight up, like we just don't like the main phase. Like, cause like Henry's been like, he does a pretty good portrayal of Superman. I mean, come on.
I like his Superman, dude. His Superman has never been the problem, except for the damn mustache thing. It's the only problem I've ever had with his character, okay?
Yeah.
So it's like DC, Discovery, whatever you want to call yourselves, get your head out of your ass. Come on. Get Henry Cavill back. Come on.
I mean, they're having like troubles with...
Casting is so hard to nail, and you're going to throw that away?
yeah, I think right now with the casting crew, just gotta get. I feel like with
Get
Marvel
your
right
shit
now,
together in the
like,
Superman
phase
department.
yeah, like this is the time for them to catch up because I feel like Marvel is
You got a
just
chance.
stumbling. They like right now.
I would say very, very slightly though. I'd say they've stumbled once.
I would say a couple times. I'll be
I'd say, you
I'll
know,
be blunt about it, like because like with Phase 4 in the conversation that after looking at the calendar of how they're gonna end off Phase 4, it just doesn't feel right to me. I
feel you, man. But
like,
that's going to actually transition us over, man. Because what better time than the present to get into all of the MCU stuff? Goddamn, the MCU dropped a motherfucking bomb. They dropped a bomb on me.
right,
Baby,
right.
they dropped some fucking bombs up in here, bro. It is so much news to get into, guys. I'm very excited about it. But actually, hold on 1 second. We got to stay in the world of DC. 1 quick minute.
1 second, okay.
We got to stay in the world of DC for quite just a quick second here because we got to get into Shazam: Fury of the Gods, guys. We got to do the trailer reaction for Shazam: Fury of the Gods. I've actually been looking forward to this movie quite a bit. It has been a long time thanks to the good old pandemonium COVID 1954 shit. God damn it, tired of that shit. But anyways, we're gonna get into this trailer reaction for Shazam: Fury of the Gods. Let's see what they got here. Let's see what we got for us.
I'm an idiot.
That should be DC talking about Superman or something.
What am I eating?
Oh,
It was already
damn, that kid is so much grown up now.
on it. Aquaman's
Crazy.
to be so manly. Batman is so cool. And I'm just me.
This fucker can't even fly around right still.
He's learning, dude. He's like invincible. Give him time.
The wizard gave me superpowers. And then everybody got superpowers. They're all gone.
To fight now?
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together. You understand?
He's a kid. Oh dear, get a little glitches.
The fate of the world depends on it. The boat is about to come for you. Children stole the power of all the gods. This vast
Whoa. Lucy Liu up in here.
I haven't seen her for a while.
I know. It's been way too long. It's Helen Mirren, legend. Good Fresh Prince callback. I like that. Did Eminem make a Shazam song, bro?
I don't know how we play flowers like this.
What was that one chick?
I think I know how to fix this dude, but I really don't.
Oh, what?
It may be worth it.
Got the beautiful Megan Good up in here.
Now go fight for the fall.
Jaimin Hansu, comic book movie, good luck charm. Whoa, dragons, fuck yeah.
I just feel a truck and a dragon. I love my life.
That's the kind of stuff I like to hear. Yeah, baby. Let's go. I think it's coming out in December, I think, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, man. End off the year on a good note, baby. What did you think about that trailer, my friend? I freaking enjoyed it.
I did too. Yeah, I think it's
Back in the good old Shazam, I like the tone. I love the stuff with that. I like seeing the team of Shazam coming together. Got a new actress playing Mary Marvel or whatever, the second oldest kid, foster kid in there. Got a new actress playing her, but it was cool to get to see what they're going to be doing in this one, and we don't get like all the crazy exact plot details, but we see there's a MacGuffin involved, as is quite usual in this genre of film, which I get a little tired of that stuff sometimes, but it's okay. But overall, I really dug the trailer, man. I love getting to see the villains in action. We got this report back way a year ago or so that Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren were playing the villains in this thing. Two of the best actresses of all time. I am a fucking huge Lucy Liu fan, have been since fucking Charlie's Angels, dog. I love Lucy Liu. immensely. I've been wanting her to get into one of these kind of movies for the longest, so I'm glad she's finally doing one.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting to see her. Like, I haven't been seeing her for a while. Actually.
No, she's been kind of slowing down a little bit. I know she's been working on an elementary Sherlock Holmes TV series and things like that, but she has been kind of slowing down a little bit.
Right. Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
As the years go on, you probably just want to relax a little bit from like the whole Hollywood like scene itself. It's kind of like
exactly decompress and just be normal for a while and not like just constantly work, because filmmaking's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? The actors, you know, they do have a pampered lifestyle off set, but hey, man, on the set, it's hard work, man. It's hard work.
That's true.
For sure, man.
Excited to see this versus.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, dude. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a really fun. It's gonna be fun to do on the show, man. I'm really excited to see it. Shazam, man. I definitely put that probably in my top 10 DC films all time. Probably personally, probably like towards the bottom, but still in my top 10 list all time. I love the Shazam movie. So much heart, such a well done, told story. A pretty decent, solid villain with a great actor in the role of Mark Strong. So I really dug Shazam in the first one. I can't wait to see what Lucy Liu and Helen Mirren are going to do to fuck up our heroes in this one. We got some creatures. We got some horror vibes. I'm digging that. And I'm excited to see if this is going to tie into Black Adam and all, because Zachary Levi and Dwayne Johnson, that could be an interesting pairing with a lot of good humor, man, and a lot of good action. So we're going to wait and see what happens with that, man. And we want to hear from you guys. What you think about the Shazam Fury of the Gods trailer? You saw the reaction right now. We just did with y'all. And we're actually filming this at the same time we're doing our long form podcast, guys. Fandom Frequency Show. And for those of you guys watching that right now, make sure you check out our trailer reactions, guys. We're doing them for all kinds of stuff now, and we're going to be doing a lot more of them. So make sure you share them with your friends, family, and you react along with us. We want to get your thoughts and opinions down below. Cowbell, baby. Keep hitting that shit, man. Keep hitting that shit, man. So keep it going, keep it doing, keep it moving. And before we get into a little bit of these next topics right here, we're going to be getting into the MCU phase motherfucking 4 and beyond, guys. There's so much to get into. Phases 4 through 6 have been announced. We don't know all of phase 6, but we know all of phase 5, and we know exactly where the end of the road is going to be for phase 4. It is going to be very, very exciting stuff, guys. I am very, very excited to get into it, guys. This is going to be some fun stuff, man. And for those of you that didn't see some of the announcements, there has been a ton of them. We got a lot of animated series coming up. We got a lot of live action series coming up. It's a lot of stuff. We all figured that it's been 3 years since the MCU did anything, and with all the big plans of the now officially titled Multiverse Saga, we knew there was going to be a lot of stuff that they had planned, they had up their sleeve, that they wanted to get into and they wanted to announce. So now they are going to do it, man, and it's going to be really, really cool to see how they're going to unfurl all the stuff to come, and when we're going to get trailers for all these other things. And there's just so much stuff going on, man. I'm so excited to get into all of it, man. And starting off here with this breakdown, if you will, we got some animated stuff announced, guys. Right here, as you can see with the thumbnail on the screen there, Spider-Man Freshman Year. We're going to be getting a standalone animated series with our boy Peter Parker in a possible alternate universe within the multiverse. We'll get more into that in a bit. And then we got that's going to be dropping, I think, sometime 2024 is the goal right now. We got What If over there as well. Season 2 dropping early next year, 2023. And then we also got X-Men 97. We're getting back to the greatness. The best thing ever done with the X-Men on any type of screen. X-Men 97 dropping in 2023, sometime in the fall is what they're saying. And there's a season 2 announced, man. Some great stuff to get into there. And then we got Marvel Zombies, baby. Marvel Zombies is going to be fucking R-rated. TVMA as it's called. We're going to get all blood and guts. And y'all know I'm all about the blood and guts. And they got to do it for this. And that gives me a little bit of hope for Blade. And we're going to get into that in a bit as well, because I don't remember them talking about the rating for that. So that's going to be an interesting topic of conversation we're going to get into in a little bit. But yeah, man. And yeah, there's a lot of good stuff. But which one do you want to talk about first, Skips? Which one do you want to talk about first?
Let's go with... I want to just go right into it. I want to talk about Marvel Zombies.
All right, man. Let's get it, man. You go ahead and start off that conversation real quick, baby. I'm going to go ahead and hit the AC because it's hot as hell over here at the crib. I'll be right back. We're going to continue the show, guys. But yeah, Marvel Zombies, yes. Fire off your first points. I will be right back.
Okay. So Marvel Zombies, we officially got announced as yesterday, actually, matter of fact. And with my biggest thing that popped up for me was seeing the rating going from rated R. I believe that kind of blew up the internet, from if I could remember, because this is like the first time Disney Plus is actually going to produce the very first rated R show within their platform. So it's going to be interesting to see what they're going to do with the story and how they're going to continue it on.
Back.
Character that's been introduced. Yo.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. So, since you wanted to talk about that Marvel Zombies first, man, let me get out my notes here so I don't miss anything. Let me get my notes here.
I kind of just continued it off lightly. We're pretty much talking about like the rating reveal for the show.
Yes, I am so excited for that, dude.
And how it's the very first rated R for Disney Plus in general. So that's gonna be cool to see. It's gonna have no limitations at all when it comes to storytelling.
Yes, dude. I love it. I told people to hold their horses on the MCU. It was like, I was like, hold on, guys. Like, let's wait and see if they're going to do anything. I knew they would with certain properties. It made sense because they knew they had an avenue to do it. Why would they release a fucking password thing on the streaming service for R-rated adult content, guys? You got to use the new rules out there, guys. That's why they were setting up a way to split off the immature content to maintain their branding the way that it works for them right now. Because if you guys pay attention, it works.
Yeah. And I would say that I had a feeling like this long time, like that they're going to start doing some hints like that too, when they started to officially make Deadpool part of the MCU. And everyone knew that's going to be rated R. And on top of that, they made with the Netflix shows coming over, that was a lot of rated R material. So they had to make that switch. It's like, okay, so we kind of have to have that parental guide controls in the settings for people to see those type of shows. The rated R shows,
my friend.
Rated PG and 13, things like that. So we were eventually going to get it. It's like you mentioned, but we just had to wait a bit. So my big thing is that I wonder what they're going to make rated R, like
in live action format.
In live action format too.
Yeah, that's the big question, because you now know that it's definitely a realistic possibility. So the question is, what's going to be that first one? What's going to really kick that off in that sort of way? But it's kind of hard to tell right now. But it's like, I wonder what's really going to kick that off, man. I'm not even really sure.
Yeah, that's what I think it's just all.
But I do think I know. We don't know 100%, but I think obviously it's got to be Blade. We're going to get into that a little bit later. I think it's going to be Blade for sure. And there might be another one too. There might be another one in the TV realm that's live action they're going to do. And if you're aware of what I'm thinking about, I think you know what I'm talking about. Think you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to reveal it.
I'm going to wait till you reveal it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to reveal it. But, oh man, there's so much cool stuff to talk about with that, man. But I'm excited for Marvel Zombies because I actually do have some details here. They actually did show a trailer at the Hall H panel. We just didn't see it, but I'm glad they did that because you got to give up something for the fans that paid to be there and waited in the sweaty heat of San Diego to see these things. So I love that they did that for the fans, man. And we got Marvel Zombies, man. We don't know exactly when that's coming out. I think it's going to probably be like towards the end of 2024, if not 2025, because they got so many things lined up for Phase 5. So I think it's going to be towards the end of Phase 5, might even be an early Phase 6 project. We'll kind of have to wait and see on that. Because actually, if it comes out around Fantastic Four, then that might actually be a Phase 6 project. So we'll wait and see. We won't speculate too far on that one because we really don't have much to base it on. But let me see here. I just mixed up my notes. Excuse me. God damn it. Where my notes go? Here we go. And then, yeah, so they did have a trailer, and it actually featured Yelena Belova, Kate Bishop, Red Guardian, Shang-Chi, other characters from Shang-Chi's film, and the Death Dealer, which is another character from there, the guy with the sword for an arm. Katie, played by Aquafina, controversial figure in the world of pop culture right now, but I don't give a shit. I like that character. And Jimmy Choo from WandaVision, Ant-Man, and so on and so forth. The funny Asian man. I like that. So, going into that, those guys are all going to be good guys. They're going to be humans still. But the zombies we're going to get in this thing is Hawkeye, as we've seen before, Captain America, but he's chopped in half, as we saw before, Abomination, I don't think we've seen him before, Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Scarlet Witch, of course, is returning, Okoye from Black Panther, she got last time, Icarus, a new addition from Eternals, so I'm glad to see some Eternals crossovers coming in here, because I enjoyed it. It has its issues, but I enjoy those characters, though, for the most part. The movie we could talk about, I like the characters, though. Yeah, and all those people are zombies. There's also apparently a biker gang of Skrulls and a gang of Black Widows as well. Not Natasha or Yelena, of course, the other Black Widows.
Yeah.
So that's pretty interesting and a little unexpected between that and the Skrulls. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I guess that's where we're going to add a little bit more of, I guess, the conflict as a possibility.
Yeah, and there's going to be like factions and stuff like that, which to me sounds cool. It could be like the Warriors in the Marvel Universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's cool, man. I'm super excited about this. If it wasn't for the fact that they're doing X-Men 97 in freshman year has a lot of promise, this would be far and away my most anticipated thing in the animated realm. But it is still my number 2 because I love X-Men 90s cartoon to death. So it's got to be my number 1. But Marvel Zombies, man, this thing could be one of the biggest surprises and one of the most like coolest things the MCU has ever done. It doesn't have to be, but it could be one of the most unique, fresh, and really cool things the MCU has ever done for us more older Marvel fans that have been lifelong fans of these characters, have grown and matured with this. People that are horror fans like myself are definitely going to love this. And that's kind of a way into the MCU for people like that. You know, like, hey, Justine, check this out. It's zombies doing shit. They just happen to be Marvel characters. You might dig this, you know? I think it's a way to kind of get in a whole other popular or a whole other niche crowd of the horror community into the MCU in a way that they've never probably been interested in before. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they don't have to know the canon. A lot of these characters are so pop culturally known that they'll already know them, and it doesn't matter. Treat this as another Walking Dead if it's animated. You know what I mean? So I'm really excited about that. Blade could pop into this thing, and we don't know it yet. So that's another possibility because we would have met him probably by that point. So hell yeah, man. I'm really excited about that. But one I want to get into right afterwards because there isn't exactly a ton of details about it. So we can kind of breeze through this one pretty fast. But X-Men 97 is going to be coming out in the fall of next year as well. So we got that coming in for phase 5. And we got a season 2 is already in the works and greenlit. It's confirmed. We're going to get at least 2 seasons of X-Men 97. Magneto is actually going to be the leader, not Professor X, due to the finale of the previous animated series back in the 90s.
Right. That's really cool to see.
Yeah, man. He's got his like original comic look from the 80s and 90s, so that's going to be really cool to see. And they're going to have some new additions to the team as well. I believe they're going to have a team that's going to have Cable on the team, a lot more involved as well. So there's a lot of really cool, exciting possibilities with it. And they're bringing back Mr. Sinister and his group as well. So I'm excited to see that because that was some of my favorite stuff of the animated series was the Apocalypse, Mr. Sinister storylines that led into Dark Phoenix Saga and all that other stuff. So I'm so fucking hyped for this thing, man. X-Men 97 next year. We're definitely going to be covering that on the channel. I'm going to be watching that shit the second it drops every night. I don't care if I have work at 3 in the morning. I'm going to be watching that damn thing right a fucking way. God damn, I'm so excited. The original cast is back. I'm so excited, man. I'm so freaking excited. That is my most anticipated animated anything the MCU is announced and probably will ever do. And if they really hit it out of the park, it'll always be my favorite thing.
Yeah, I think with this the first announcement of the X-Men 97, a lot of people were very hyped about.
Bro, if I could have did a backflip out of my chair, I would have did it. Tell me, man.
Sure. Like it's a good time to be around, especially with the animated series, and that was something that we talked about. Like we think MCU kind of needs to boost up that realm a little bit.
Yeah, the animated realm. We had a whole segment on an episode talking about that. So we definitely have to. I think they're definitely moving in that direction now, and they see the potential of what they have in the comic book. So I think that's the direction we're heading in. And What If Season 1, while not my favorite project they've done in the TV realm, still one of the most unique and one of the most fresh ones they've done. So I'm really excited for the animated prospects coming up, man. I think that could be one of the strongest points going forward for the MCU if it's done in a certain way, you know? And they can start to compete with DC in the animated realm because they're far and away leading that motherfucker. They're like the Patriots, bro.
at that point, yeah, it's like how it is. It's like DC and animated. It's like how it is with MCU right now, or during like the Infinity Saga.
Yeah,
live action
versus DC. Yeah, it's like a whole nother. It's like yin and yang, bro. Complete opposites right now. But I'm super excited for it, man. But not too many details for that one yet. But we're gonna get some more details down the line. So we'll always have to be a little more patient. And when it comes to Spider-Man freshman year, this one is actually very freaking interesting, man, because they're taking a ton of inspiration from all different types of media from Spider-Man. And this isn't I'm pretty sure this is confirmed that it's not taking place in the main MCU timeline or continuity, potentially, but it's not in the main MCU timeline.
It's like,
so a lot of these characters I'm about to like break down that are in this thing don't have anything to do with characters that we know about or have seen before in this series. I mean, in the live action Tom Holland movies. Yeah. Right. So this is supposed to be disconnected from that. But my theory going into this is that this is going to be in one of the multiple universes in the multiverse created by Sylvie and all the other Kang craziness going on. I think it's going to be an alternate universe, and they're going to announce that or reveal that right before the show drops or as the series is premiering. I think as they drop the episodes, it'll probably be confirmed then that it's a part of the MCU just in the multiverse because everything is in the multiverse. So that's the way I think they're going to take it in that direction. But Harry Osborn, Norman Osborn are going to be in this.
I heard he's going to play kind of like the Tony Stark, right?
Yeah. And that's fucking like, what?
That's an interesting take for sure. I remember seeing that on Instagram. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? And I seen like the little clips of that.
Yeah. And I think he's going to be black.
Really?
I think so. Oh. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it was official or not, but I think I saw some of the artwork on Google Images when I was making up some of these graphic images here and things. And I was like, oh shit, I think I saw some artwork for Daredevil. Charlie Cox, he's coming back.
He's coming back and voicing Daredevil.
Yep. Charlie Cox coming back doing the voice. We got Doctor Strange. I'm not sure if they announced Benedict Cumberbatch yet, but Doctor Strange is going to be in it. Amadeus Cho is going to be in it, who becomes Negative Man. That's freaking crazy. And then you're gonna, not Negative Man, sorry. He becomes the new Hulk in the comics when they had like that Asian character Amadeus Cho being the Hulk, and Bruce Banner was doing something else in the more modern runs of the Hulk series. He's gonna pop into this thing. We got Nico Minoru, who's gonna be in here, and she was actually previously a member of the New Warriors as well. So she's gonna be popping into this thing. No MJ, no Ned, no Gwen Stacy. None of that going on. We don't have any of those characters that we met in the live action form. And we're going to get a whole freaking gang of villains that are actually some I've always wanted to see in the more MCU version of things, but their own versions of it. Doc Ock's coming into this thing. We're going to have Rhino. We're going to have Tarantula, who we haven't seen anywhere else other than Into the Spider-Verse. That's top-notch stuff right there, baby. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. Scorpion's going to be in here. I've been wanting Scorpion in a Spider-Man film my entire life. So that's freaking, or something. So I've always wanted that outside of just those old cartoons, man. Rhino, I think I said that already. Butane, who I don't know. And then Speed Demon, which I also don't know. And a villain named Unicorn. So those are going to be some new ones, but I like bringing out those obscure villains. Part of the reason why Suicide Squad over there, DC works so damn well. And Chameleon to end it off. So we got some really cool stuff, man, because we haven't got Chameleon either. We were supposed to, it seemed like, but we haven't got that in with Tom Holland. Tom Holland's not coming back to do the voice either, apparently. But
that's like a deal with Sony and Marvel at that point.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot already.
Yeah, so I think that's the only thing we're going to have to unfortunately miss out on. So I'm a little bummed about that, but it's all good. It's all good.
There's a lot of great voice actors for Peter Parker.
Yeah.
As it is. But yeah. That Tom Holland overall has to voice him.
I know, but they can probably find someone else to do a good job, I'm sure. But yeah, man, and sophomore year is officially confirmed as well. They're doing a season 2. So they might end up doing 3 or 4 seasons of this thing. We'll see where it goes.
Pretty much all through his high school years, maybe college.
Yeah, so we'll probably get 4. Yeah, depending on where the movies are going. Yeah, they could kind of go in their own direction and kind of use some of that as a basis. But yeah, dude. So I'm super duper freaking hyped for Spider-Man freshman year as well. That was something that I wasn't really sure about when they first announced it because I was kind of confused. Like, what?
I was
prequel, what? Huh? And I was like, I don't know about this. And I was like, anime? Why are we doing an anime when we got all this Spider-Man stuff going on? But now I'm like, oh, I see. You're actually doing something much more different with this and something that could potentially be one of the coolest Spider-Man projects that we have going on right now. So I'm really excited for it, dude. And I just can't wait to see what's gonna go down with that. That's supposed to be roughly in 2024. So that's going to be tail end of Phase 5 type thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that ties into the multiverse saga itself and everything we got going on, dude. But the last thing really in this section of the animated MCU, What If Season 2, we're going to get that early here in 2023. Might even be the first series we get next year. That's my bold prediction. And Season 3 is confirmed. Yeah, spring, yeah.
Already? Oh.
Yep. So it's going to be the first, I think, project we get right after Quantumania, probably. Probably around March or April, I'd assume.
Okay, I got
you. Know?
I got you.
So, yeah, so it's going to be probably our first TV MCU project of Phase 5, as we now know. So I'm really excited about that. I think the only thing, they didn't reveal as much information about that, but there was a short trailer, but they did show Peggy and Steve and Natasha Romanoff from before coming back into Season 2. And there's also going to be a medieval episode that's going to take place in 1602. Shang-Chi versus the Asgardians, and plus other characters from Shang-Chi as well. We might even see Michelle Yeoh pop in this thing, you know what I'm saying? You never know. And we're going to have Valkyrie and Iron Man on Sakaar in a different episode. And there's also going to be an episode that includes Hela, apparently. And also episode strictly focused on the Endgame, old Peggy and Steve stuff, which I don't know where that's going. That's kind of weird, but hey.
That is going to be kind of
interesting
to watch, right?
Hey, man.
It will be weird. It will be weird, but overall, it could be great.
Yeah, and I would say, honestly, just because based on the other information we got for these other 3 series, if I'm going to be real about it, how I'm actually feeling, What If is kind of at the bottom of the list for me in my anticipation list of these 4 animated shows, but...
Oh, definitely for me, too. I would say, if I had to pick it right now, it'll be...
Yeah, like, what's your
Marvels, X-Men 97, actually no, because I like Marvel Zombies too.
Hey man, hey, do you think, man?
I'll pick X-Men 97, Marvel Zombies, Spider-Man freshman year, then What If? What If will be?
I'm in the exact same order as you, man. Exact same order as you.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's like, what they've shown us so far is gonna be cool to see overall with how they're gonna go about X-Men 97 moving forward, especially that we already got the next season already confirmed already.
Yep.
Zombies, just the fact that this is going to be the first project they'll have a rated R project. So I'm wondering if they're going to be able to actually express themselves freely when it comes to storytelling, especially if there's no really limitations for them at all at this point. And
that's true. Yeah.
With Spider-Man freshman year, I mean, you got all those. You just need all those villains, and on top of all those heroes being part.
Yeah, man. Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Norman Osborn. Like, I'm like, all the stuff we wanted in the MCU the whole time, so they announced it. I love it.
So that's like my main anticipation. What if it's just like it's just there? I honestly like.
Yeah, same here. Extra shit I can watch when I'm bored or I want something new I haven't seen before. I'm like, oh, the new episode of What If's out. I got time to kill. Let's see what the hell old Becky and Steve are doing.
Yeah, it's just like it's just how
medieval episode. That sounds interesting. I wonder what that's gonna be. You know, so there's a couple that interest me, like the Shang-Chi, Asgard. That interests me a lot, and then Valkyrie and Iron Man, because 2 of my favorite MCU characters all time, always will be. So that sounds like a lot of fun. We could get some Jeff Goldblum, Sakaar. You know what I'm saying? Orgies on spaceships. We could be getting that, man. So I'm digging that. So, but other than that, I don't really like the rest of those ideas, to be honest. But What If did have some of the coolest shit ever in it. I will say that. Doctor Strange going apeshit, ruining a universe. You never would have expected them to go that dark. Another thing, I love the zombie episode was awesome. Zombie fucking Thanos, bro. Are you kidding me? That could be in the series we're going to get. That's fucking crazy. That could be the setup. That's fucking nuts in and of itself, bro. And then you got, and then there was one other thing I was going to bring up. And then you got the finale and the send-off and the goodbye to our great dear hero, Chadwick Boseman, bro. Come on now.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? So What If does have some greatness to it. I just don't think it's a great show overall, but it does have some really awesome shit. And the end fight with Ultron and the team of Avengers we sort of had at the end there was really cool. Killmonger was really cool in there. So I really dug it overall. It just wasn't like the dopest thing ever. Like, it's not going to get me out of bed in the morning. I'm not counting down the days to it. But once it's out and once it's out there, I'll definitely check it out. And I'm definitely crossing my fingers, hoping they can maybe make this a little better than last time. You know?
Yeah. I'm on the same boat with you too.
Give me all the MCU you want to give me. As long as none of it's shitty, I'm not complaining, really. Personally. You know what I mean? As long as the passion's there, the creativity's there, they tried their best, they took a swing and didn't hit. It's all good. We haven't had a shitty project yet, so I got so much faith in these guys. I just really don't. I'm not really too worried about it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get you on that one, man. I get you. But a lot of exciting stuff coming from the animated side for Marvel Studios.
For sure, bro. For sure. We got a mixture of phase 4, 5, and possibly 6 up in here. So who knows? Got a lot of crazy stuff going on, guys. But it is time for something real special, guys. Something real freaking special. We've been clamoring for it. We've been asking for it. We have been shouting from the rooftops. Where's the trailer for Black Panther 2? Where is it?
He had a teaser trailer. I think I've seen that, like the thumbnail of it. And I was like, okay, cool.
I've seen like literally 2 stills of it, and it looks great. And I know one particular detail because it's been rumored for a long time. But here we go, guys. Black Panther 2. Wakanda forever, baby. It's time for that trailer reaction, guys.
Hey.
Hold on to your butts. Oh, I like the song choice already. Oh, I'm digging the new look with Lupita Nyong'o. And what the hell is that temple over there?
That's...
Oh, man. Oh, okay. Shuri. Ooh, a funeral, perhaps?
In this great future, you can't forget your own.
Who's that?
Wait.
Oh, Namor, dog?
Yeah, I was insane.
I heard it was going to be Aztec, and it looks like they're blending it with Atlantis shit. That's cool.
Okay.
Oh, that's like a Blood Diamond vibe. Oh, dude, Ironheart, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know that actress, too.
I am Queen!
Hey.
Powerful nation in the world!
Oh.
Entire family is gone!
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Given everything!
Yeah.
Ooh, Dora Milaje. Redesign, baby. They brought back Kendrick again, bro. Who is that? Who's that gonna be, bro? Who's that gonna be? Oh. November, maybe. I think November 11th, if I'm not mistaken.
So I want to get your impressions because I know you're a huge Black Panther fan.
Yeah.
What's your initial thought with this whole thing?
I fucking loved it, man. It delivered exactly what I thought Ryan Coogler was gonna do. He's gonna give us a send-off to Chadwick Boseman in a great organic way that's gonna really work in this story. B, I love how all the characters are back in this thing. Everyone's playing a role. No woman, no cry. That's so the fucking vibe of the whole movie, bro. The women got to step up to take over where all the men are gone, bro. And the way they're doing it, this isn't, fucking, woke shit. Nah, bro, like, this makes sense for the story. This is what had to happen due to fucking real life circumstance and where the story has taken us. That is great. And getting the chance to see more of Angela Bassett, who's one of my favorite all-time actresses, man, a role model of mine in a certain sense, you know what I'm saying, and of my mom too. And that means a lot to me to get to see her do this thing and getting to see her step up as a mother that lost a son. We definitely both can relate to like that kind of thing of losing someone. That's going to resonate with me all throughout this movie. So you already kind of got my heartstrings already from the freaking trailer, bro. And this freaking action looks even better than last time because some of it was a little bit not as cool as some of the other action. Right. This right here looks like Coogler got he got John Wick in them or something. Like, I'm like, dude.
It looks great so far from what we see from this teaser.
The Dora Milaje shot, jumping over the thing, man. The Aztec Namor stuff. We've wanted that confirmation for years now. He looks awesome. I really dig the Aztec vibe to it because I think that makes a lot of sense. It adds a lot of history to it while being a hidden civilization, which plays into this, which makes them fit into the Black Panther world a lot more as well. I'm really digging all that. I like Aztec culture. I actually don't know a ton about it. I actually should do more research, but the little bits I know about it are so interesting to me. And that's like a lot of the past of like a lot of Hispanic people like yourself. So I think that's really cool that we're going to get a lot more cultural representation in this film. And I think that's really dope. And we're going to get to use a character that people don't know about, just like Black Panther. So to me, it's like if the casting of whoever that actor is, because I don't know his name, to be honest, but if he really knocks this out of the park, that's a whole other element that could be on a Killmonger level, but just from a different perspective. And that's really cool. And I love how we're getting all these underwater movies with fucking, they're doing that with Avatar Way of the Water, but they did it first with Aquaman. And then we're going to get Aquaman 2 within like 6 months of this movie. So it's like, I just love how all that synergy of these underwater adventures are coming together. You know what I'm saying?
I love that because I always, even when I was little, I always loved the fantasy of what's deep within our oceans, stuff like that.
Yes, dude. I think about that today all the time, man.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
So it's cool to get to see that in the MCU, and I think they figured out a way to do it and make it unique. And I'm like, yes, good shit, MCU, good shit. See, this is why I'm like, I'm with you where I think Phase 4 is somewhat inconsistent. I think people are being a little bit in denial if you'd say that. If you say it's not at all, I think that's a little, come on, guys, let's be a little real here. But this is what I mean. If this is the culmination of Phase 4, I'm not saying maybe it's like, oh, where does everything tie in together? I don't think this is what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. I don't think so. There's one rumor we'll get into in the rumor mill that could tie this thing into a direction where we're going that would really be cool. Not like a lot of details, but just the person it could be that could pop into this. Mm-hmm. That could be a big deal. But I like that this might just be an end of this is going to be a send off to Chadwick Boseman. This is going to be a big direction in where Wakanda is going to go in the future. Right. And with Namor possibly being a mutant, possibly being related to other things. There's a lot of big potential for this to be a nice, a great film to end Phase 4. Maybe it won't be the universal thing that like Endgame did, that or like what was the end of Phase 3, or like Endgame, or like the end of Phase 2. I mean, what was the end of Phase 2? Ant-Man.
Was it Ant-Man? I'm
pretty sure. And if I'm not mistaken, if it was, that didn't really tie into the whole universe, bro. That didn't tie into Thanos. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know anything else from what was going on in that film. You know what I'm saying? It just established history from the past. It didn't build anything for the future. It just gave us a character for the future. You know?
Yeah. And then that's what it is. And you were right. Like, it was Ant-Man for 2015.
See what I mean?
Went on to like Phase 3 afterwards.
Which was freaking great. And it didn't take away from Civil War at all. And Civil War was a great way to begin Phase 3. So that's why I think people are kind of judging Phase 4 a bit prematurely as a whole. In the sense of like, oh, Black Panther being the end of Phase 4, like, how does that make any sense? I'm like, well, I can kind of see how you might think that. And I even was kind of like, okay, wait a second. But after seeing the trailer, after really thinking about the potential of it, I'm like, okay, you know what? This could be an actually very solid conclusion to what Phase 4 is. It may not tie into everything like we wanted. Everything may not have tied together seamlessly, but it could be a very great, poignant way to end Phase 4. And I think if the movie's really well done, like the last Black Panther, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining too much. And I think if you are, when we got a great experience out of something like this, that could mean a lot to people, that could, you know, do what the last movie did and kind of do something for the culture at the same time, I'm all right with it not being a perfect tie into everything else. As long as it's a great film in and of itself. That's all I want from Black Panther 2, because Black Panther, as you know, means a lot to me. It means a lot to people like me and a lot to people around the world. And it's always going to be a very important thing for me and my family, getting to experience a cultural moment together and seeing something that I've loved ever since I was a kid. You know, I've loved Marvel forever. And, you know, I think this is just a great way to do things, man. And without getting too sappy, I'm really excited about this movie, man. And I think this trailer was really well done. It gave us just enough of what the story's kind of about without giving you the whole fucking play-by-play of where the movie goes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Great explanation of all that. Yeah, no,
my bad. I didn't mean to go so long.
No. It's totally great. That's like you legitimately hit all the right marks with explaining why you're so anticipated for this upcoming film and how it was on Phase 4, because that's like a good direction to take Phase 4 too. I mean,
yeah, and like in a certain sense, you know what I mean? Like, give us something that does feel like some closure, like, oh man, cool. And,
Like,
and something to go through that's a little hopeful, but a little poignant at the same time. Unlike some of the Phase 4 projects where maybe even like Thor Love and Thunder, I enjoyed the hell out of the movie, but I did not get it like a fulfilling emotional experience out of it. Jane was the closest thing I got to that, but it still didn't hit me in the way that Black Panther 1 hit me in certain ways, or the way that this film could potentially hit me with Chadwick Boseman being gone, and with the whole crew and cast finding out the same way we did. And I think that's something that's a shared experience with this movie that a lot of the other MCU projects won't and never will have. So I think this is something that I think is going to really bring a lot of the MCU community a bit more together. And I think it's going to kind of be more of a positive experience, I think. As long as the movie overall is pretty well done, I think it's going to be a very cool experience in the MCU community and in our, and in the fandom frequency community we're trying to build. I think it's going to be something really cool, man. I'm really, really, really excited for it and looking forward to it. And like I said before, like I usually say, I don't need the best thing ever. It doesn't have to be better than the first film. I just want something that's going to be a great send-off for Chadwick Boseman as a character and for T'Challa as a character, Chadwick as a person. And we get to continue the franchise in a good direction to set it up for more.
Right. No, I totally agree with you for everything like that. Because with that, like what you mentioned before, the whole respect to the character and respect to the actor, it is a great way to do it, because that is like a lot of questions that came about with the sudden news and like the whole community coming together, just like realizing it, because he kept it under the wraps.
He didn't tell anybody. Dude. Kevin Feige didn't know, bro.
Yeah.
Feige didn't know. He's the owner of the thing and hired him. He didn't even know.
Yeah, and then like he did all those stunts, all of that dialogue throughout the end of Infinity War, towards the very end of it, which is totally great. I mean, I feel like this movie should do that as well, and really just close out close out that chapters, have a great send off on. Really.
Exactly, man. And that's what I think that's the thing that I'm focused on more than the Phase 4 stuff. But I think at the end of the day, I think we're going to get something really satisfying and really fulfilling to end the phase. And I think that's going to give a little more positivity going into Phase 5 than I thought we would have thought originally before we knew kind of where they were going with this thing. So I think there's a lot of great promise, man. And I want to really hear what you guys have to say out there. And for all the big Black Panther fans, I want to see where it's at with you guys. And maybe some people out there that I know there is a contingent or like a certain segment of people in the MCU community or in the film community or just as, fans and stuff like that. People that maybe thought the Black Panther was a bit overrated or maybe didn't deliver for them in that same way. I want to know what you guys think about the trailer and what you think about what you had to see. Because for me personally, man, it was one of my favorites. I'm really looking forward to this. So I would love to hear your point of view. And for people out there that maybe aren't looking forward to this as much as me, I would love to hear why. Because I think Black Panther is such an awesome part of the MCU and such a great way we can discuss what they're going to do and who's that Black Panther at the end of the trailer. I want to know all the theories down below. Let me know who you think it's going to be. I really want to know about that. And the one theory I have for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever as a whole, I think we're going to get a tie into the Doom War storyline from the comics. And I think Dr. Doom is going to make an appearance either in the film or at the post-credit scenes. I think that's going to be our big universe tie-in. That's going to be somebody that's a big chess piece on the board going forward.
That will make
Secret Wars, guys, you know where we're going. So I think there could be a little bit of a stepping stone that's going to get placed in there that they might give us. But I think Black Panther 2 is going to be an experience in and of itself. Can't wait to experience it with you guys. You know we're going to cover it here on the channel. And I'm going to be counting down the days, guys, because I'm really excited for this one. Really excited for it.
Definitely, man. I feel like a lot of people will be on the hype train as well. Coming to
Hell yeah. Hop on the hype train with us, guys. And make sure you, more cowbell, subscribe, all that good jazz. Much more trailer reactions to come in this episode of the Fandom Frequency Show. I think just one or two more really. And we got a lot of great stuff going on the channel here. Make sure you check us out, y'all. But with no further ado, man, we're going to move into the next trailer right here, man. And that's going to be She-Hulk, the second trailer, man. And I haven't seen anything about this at all. I haven't seen any stills or nothing, just the poster. So I'm really happy about that because now I can actually react to everything for the first time. I've seen literally zilch.
I've only heard about I already knew that this character was going to show up.
Right.
And I hear this character is going to show up at some point in this trailer, and I'm going to be pretty pumped up for it.
Okay, man. Hey, if he does, I think I might know what you're talking about just based on what we've talked about before. So I hope we see what we think we want to see. I hope we see it.
I'm hoping
sure. Hell yeah, man. She-Hulk, attorney at law. Let's see what Marvel's cooking up for us with our girl here. Oh, that's kind of funny and kind of similar to the Shazam show.
Wow! Jeez! What the hell, man?
Still in control of overwhelming feelings of rage.
No! Normal amount of rage!
Do revert back to Jen for
The effects look much better.
Really necessary.
it is better than the first one. I can see that.
See, I told people to chill out a little bit.
journey you're about to embark on.
They made her look a little bulkier, too.
Who's your best friend?
Mickey.
Spandex. Best friend. Being a Hulk.
I love that, man. That totally makes sense for today.
Yeah.
Oh, sick. I wish I could do that.
So much more to learn.
Oh, man, I love this Obi-Wan Kenobi vibe right here with Hulk.
Clearly nailing it.
Or Bruce, I should say.
I want to go back to life as a lawyer. I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
Oh, that's right. That's
Oh, fourth wall break, sort of. I like that.
Humans are coming out of the woodwork.
Oh, what the hell? Well, that's Frogman, right? Whoa.
Launch a division
That gave me a boys vibe.
to be defensive. Jennifer Lewis. Understand?
Haha.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's
People only care because I'm representing Emil Bonsky. I think they care because they're like, hey, that girl's great.
So this is going in a way I thought it was going a little bit with the plot.
God, I really like this outfit.
Oh, nice. So she does rip up clothes when she's not wearing her other stuff.
I'm not proud of this.
Damn. Titanium. Oh, yeah, my boy. I didn't know about him.
edge of a precipice.
I am a lawyer. To do things by the book.
Book of Shazam.
No, the book of American laws.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school? Who was way cooler than you were attractive?
Oh, that's that one chick that does that one game show.
Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
Yeah. They better not blink that out in the damn show, though.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's why I knew it. Yup.
Look who's back, motherfucker! Yeah.
Burns. And he's in that
Yes.
material, but he has that yellow and red. Just like his
Was it yellow and red in there?
It was a yellow and red
But it looked like the Netflix suit still, right?
material wise somewhat.
Yeah.
Made some updates,
Hell yeah.
which makes sense.
I love it.
I love that they had it. Okay, so for sure,
What do you think about this trailer, man? What are you thinking?
I enjoy it so far a lot more than at first. It caught me.
Yeah, man.
All those characters coming into play.
It's not even that. I'm liking her much more in this one. Because before I was like, I don't know where I'm at with Jennifer Walters right now with the last one, you know? And this one, I'm like, okay, I see her personality. I see how this kind of gets set up. We don't know how she becomes the Hulk yet, but I like where this is going, and I like kind of seeing how the story's set up. She's going to run into Titania and these other people, but I like how they're setting up the story. I like her personality. It's got the quips and the Marvel humor that you're used to, but I also like how she's a little sassy and kind of has that back and forth with Bruce. It's really fun. And their whole back and forth looks freaking hilarious. That's exactly the vibes I love from the MCU type stuff right there. Good humor, very good situational stuff, not always going for the gag, but it all makes sense in a training sequence when people are getting used to doing things. I really dug that. And the effects, like I told people and like we discussed, and we even said that it would be better on the next trailer. Come on, guys, give them some time. We're a few months out from the show. Rarely do the first few trailers of even films or TV shows months to a year out look as good as like the trailers right before or right when we see the show. So I think they're going to continuously improve it till right before they drop it. So as long as the effects continue where they're at here, if not better, I'm good with it. This looks better. We're not talking about Fiona in the MCU, you know?
Yeah, I think the first, for me, from the first trailer to the second trailer, it was a huge step up. both character-wise and also with effect-wise as well.
Yes.
And now, since we have more of a solid what the plot's gonna be,
yep,
it does pull me in. I'm treating it as like a Miss Marvel. I'm treating it kind of like a Miss Marvel. Like my expectations isn't all the way up there, but it's
like before. Like, you know, you're more like, okay, I'm watching anything MCU, give it to me, but I'm not expecting greatness. I'm just expecting fun. And then whatever happens from there, I'm kind of on a similar page with you. I always do expect kind of a level of quality though with the MCU because y'all have kind of been on this run. So you do, you know, you're like, okay, guys, you don't need to be perfect, but it's like you do got to keep some semblance here. You can't like Friday the 13th or something. You know what I mean? So there is a little bit of a higher expectation on the quality control of everything, I would say. But yeah, I'm treating this the same way, but I'm definitely much more like, okay, I'm actually like really anticipating this much more now. Like I'm actually really excited for the series just to come out so I can see what this is going to be more so. You know what I mean? I don't have expectations of how good it's going to be. More just like, oh, okay, I think I'm going to enjoy this. Let's just see how it all comes together. But I think I'm going to have a fun time checking it out. I don't think it's going to be like homework to want to finish it, you know?
For sure. Like it's what I'm really interested in seeing is for sure Abomination.
Yes. I love that actor, Tim Roth, man. And he was one of the only things I liked about Incredible Hulk, like a lot. Like, I liked the movie okay, but he was really great.
Yeah. And then we're going to see Wong. I didn't know.
Yes. I didn't know that at all, dude. I love how he always pops into shit and we never know. How do they do that?
I said Daredevil was going to be it.
Yeah, that was our big prediction. And that came true because we figured attorneys, come on, y'all. They cross over all the time.
Yeah.
You know?
But
so
Wong,
I'm like, hell yeah.
I feel like he's like the new version of Nick Fury. He pops up so much.
Yes. Yes. And he works every time. He's the one thing with Phase 4, you can't knock that. He has been great in everything. The only thing I wish for Multiverse was he got to do a little more action. But everything he got in the film was still really awesome. So I love that. Shang-Chi, perfect tie-in. What else did he pop into? Did he pop into anything else?
With
so far? Yeah, with Phase 4?
With Phase 4, I think it was Shang-Chi, and it was also...
Oh, No Way Home, stupid.
No Way Home as well. Oh, yeah, for sure, No Way Home, but like, he was like there for like... He was like
a little while, but he still popped in there. Perfect little cameo. He doesn't be like, okay, they're going for the joke. It wasn't like, no, it makes sense. It's like, don't fucking do that spell, bro. Don't fuck with that shit. We got lucky we didn't get in trouble for the last one. Don't fuck with that.
Yeah, so it's cool seeing Juan being very versatile with all the characters across the
and him popping in here is so unexpected. Because now I'm like, whoa, what? Why is a sorcerer here? What does that mean? Is there something mystical going on here? You know,
that's another thing too, and then that's when they were kind of cracking jokes about like, you know, it's like more of an attorney.
The Book of Shanty.
Yeah,
I go more by the book.
Yeah, more of the book of law here.
She's the anti-Matt Murdock. He don't give a fuck, bro. He's like, I'm gonna catch them up with the law. I'm gonna break the fucking law to get my dirt. Okay. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'll beat you half to death and then get my information, and then I'll turn into a lawyer, and then I'll fucking get your ass because I got connections over here. Because I'm bribing homie with cigars, you know, like. Fucking Daredevil would be dirty, bro. He'd be dirty.
Daredevil, it's gonna be interesting to see. I think what I've seen so far,
this might be the like more comedic thing we've ever seen him in, though, huh?
It'll probably be something comedic.
Like No Way Home a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit like that. Because I think like throughout the Daredevil series, he kind of had that sarcastic.
There was some fun moments.
There's some for sure fun moments there.
But by season 3, shit just got dark, you know what I mean? So it's kind of nice to see Matt Murdock in a little bit of a brighter environment. I think that kind of makes it, we don't know, it's something different, I think. And it gives him something different as an actor. So I think it makes it like, okay, the MCU is going to give us something new with him, not just the same thing, you know?
Yeah, I think with how he left off season 3, it all makes sense to go up the tone a little bit because he already went through so much within that season.
Yes.
And by him showing up officially within the MCU in She-Hulk, it'll make sense that him kind of have that lighter tone, not really having to do much.
He's not into the deep nitty gritty with the Kingpin right now. He's not, you know, it's a little bit of a break in between that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because between Daredevil and the Kingpin throughout the show, they just age. At that point, they're not gonna, I feel like somewhere in Echo, he might reignite that passion.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say, dude. This is going to be like, oh, Matt Murdock's having some fun. I met Spider-Man. I met She-Hulk. Oh, man, this is fun. And then you're going to get into Echo, or shit's gonna get real. And then he's probably gonna be like teaming up with Echo, kind of helping her out in some way, probably out of the costume and in the costume. You know what I mean? And then I think it's gonna bring him into contact with her old daddy-o, Mr. Kingpin. He's like, what? Your dad's who? What? And then who knows where that's gonna go? And that's going to be a darker series than this, obviously, because even Hawkeye had a little more of a darker vibe with this character of Echo in the series. And we got some dark backstory going on. Betrayal, almost an attempted murder on Kingpin. That's going to put them at odds, you'd think, but maybe not. Who knows? So it's like there's so many interesting ways they can go with Daredevil, and I think we're going to ease him back into that darker direction in a much more organic way. So I think it's going to kind of give people that didn't catch up with that Netflix shit, like, oh, so this is what everyone's talking about. And then he's in it. Yeah, this is the guy. Oh, I like this guy. And then they're going to get into the dark and the nitty gritty of the shit. And we know, like I said, we're going to get more into like specific details on this when we get to this segment of the show going into phase 5 into phase 6. But we know Daredevil is getting a fucking series. Daredevil Born Again.
Off of the comics itself. And the thing is too.
So the question is, man, that's dark as fuck.
It is a dark comic, and I'm
hell yeah
that dark route instead of like having to reboot.
Aaron
is technically still alive. Bullseye is still alive. Kingpin is still around. Bring back.
Frank Castle's out there.
Frank Castle is still part of it. We don't know how if he's gonna bring him back.
I think that'd be a great way to do it.
I heard that there was a rumor that they might recast Elektra, but we don't.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. She was good. She was damn good. I can't remember that girl's name, but she was really good. I do see some other actresses that could step in. Sophia Boutella is one of my choices.
Yeah, I wouldn't really mind it. I think it's going to be kind of weird to have that recast. I think with Daredevil, I think you kind of just need to have the original cast there. Make it.
Hey, if she's with it, I'm with it. It just depends on the actress and how they're going to work it out. I don't think they would just recast it just cause, though. I think they'd only do it if she couldn't do the project. You know?
Yeah, if it's like something that she couldn't do, I'm like, okay, that's so.
Yeah, but if they can get everyone back, just get Foggy and everyone back. Like, let's just pick up where you left off. You got nowhere to go but up, you know? Because all those actors are so into the role. Unless your writing is just terrible, I don't see how they could really miss with this one too much.
Yeah, I would say that. But
exactly, whatever.
I think besides all that, because we're still talking about She-Hulk.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry, tangents.
We'll go on with this a little bit.
Yeah, I know, my bad. I get so excited, man.
I could totally go on.
I know. Let's save it for Daredevil for a little bit because we're almost there. But I was like, oh man. But yeah, She-Hulk, man, it looks like a damn good blast. Sorry for the tangent on the chain reaction, y'all. My bad. Yeah. But yeah, She-Hulk looks like a lot of fun. I'm definitely digging it. And like we said before, I think I'm a little more positive on Miss Marvel than you. Because I give Miss Marvel probably, I think I'm going to give it an 8.25 out of 10 probably as a series overall. It was very much, I was very satisfied. I was always locked in. I had a great time with the series. They just let me down in the villain department. That's it. And I think the action could have been a little more well done. Her not being like a badass kicking everyone's asses makes sense. I just thought the effects and some of the choreography could have been a little bit better in certain sequences. Not everything, because the chase in episode 4 or 5 was awesome. But this is one of the series where I'm kind of thinking it's going to be in a similar vein. But I think this has the potential to be a little bit better because I think it has that action we're looking for. Hulk's probably going to get into some action. Let's hope we see Bruce back kicking some ass a little bit. The Abomination's something we've all wanted to pay off for, and we know he's going to be cool to see fight. So I think there's a lot of potential for this series to deliver kind of what we want and know from the MCU, but bring something new at the same time that might connect with that fan base more. So it's going to get people in there. And you don't have to compete with Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're only going to compete with Andor, which is not anywhere near the level of an Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That's high level, yeah.
That's sure. It won't get overshadowed as much. I think if the first 2 to 3 episodes before Andor drops is really strong, if not really great, I think they could kind of split the audience on what they're going to watch first, you know, depending on people like us that are kind of watching both. Some people that just don't want that lighter stuff aren't going to really want it, but I think that it's kind of different stuff too. Obi-Wan and Miss Marvel kind of went for the same audience, sort of, because it was kind of all ages, where this is going to be more all ages and
a little bit more in the mature side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So I think this is definitely going to find its audience more than Andor, because Andor is going to be for the teens and adults. This is going to be for adults to kids. So I think it's going to be a nice blend of the two, but a little more of an edgier thing with the flipping off and all that kind of stuff. But,
I see.
Tony Stark says shit, so you never know. But anyway, but we're pretty excited about it. I think I'm a little more excited about it than you, just based off of the reaction to the trailer. But we're both digging it. We're going to be doing reviews about it on the channel. We're probably going to be piecing them out. We're going to do the very first episode of it, probably us two here digital, like we're doing now. So we're going to hit that thing right when it drops, and then we're going to probably break it up into chunks and do like a couple more videos to cover the series in whole, because we got Andor dropping and a lot of stuff going on in the latter half of the year. So we got some great plans coming, guys. But make sure you stay tuned and don't sleep on all that future stuff, guys. And click the like before you dip. Click that subscribe button. And before you do that, make sure you ring the cowbell a few times and get on that drum kit, because we're trying to get the channel larger than life. We're trying to hit the road. We're trying to do a lot of great stuff, guys. We got a lot of great plans in our own phase 2 and 3. So let's try to help us reach that. Let's get to Avengers at the end of phase 1, guys. Let's try to build this out. So that's what we're doing, guys. And thanks for tuning in for that trailer reaction. We got a ton of them dropping here in the channel over this past weekend for Comic-Con, and plenty more to come. Don't you go anywhere, guys. But now it is time to discuss one of the big details of phase 4. We're here ending it off. Black Panther 2 is the end of phase 4. We did talk about that a little bit, obviously, as we said earlier. So that is the official announcement with that. So with that being said and done, it's time to get into phase 5 of the MCU, which is crazy to think we're saying that right now. I can't even believe it sometimes. Phase 5, and that is the first official image of Kang, comic book accurate Kang right there. And we got our girl Stature, played by, I'm forgetting this actress's name. She's a very lovely actress. She's from the Netflix show The Society. She was in Detective Pikachu. And she was also in this film called Freaky with Vince Vaughn. I don't know if you've heard of that one, Skips, but that's a really fun, awesome movie. She's a really cool actress, and she's going to be recast as our boy Scott Lang's daughter in the film. And that's the first official one in phase 4, coming out February 7th, 2023. So that's going to be our first phase 5 project. No trailer, no other images yet. We'll probably have to wait for D23. But what's your excitement level for this one, man?
I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with King. I mean, my God, dude.
Man. Great actor in the role. So much potential, man.
And it's going to be cool to see Scott Lang and everybody within that cast and try to find a way to defeat somebody like King, how King got introduced.
Yes, man.
Everybody.
It's gonna hit him from a blind side, because they don't know nothing about him. There's only 2 characters in the whole MCU that know anything, or 3 that know anything about him.
Yeah.
And none of these characters have met these characters, other than Loki might have met Ant-Man, but I don't think so. So, he never met Ant-Man, so he never met any of these people. So this is gonna be a complete shocker to these people.
And people are speculating. I think in theories back when Scott Lang might die in this movie.
You think?
You had a promotional little T-shirt of showing Ant-Man's helmet, and it was cracked open and stuff like that.
What?
And yeah,
bro,
I showed a fade thing of Kane kind of in the background.
Dude, if they kill Scott Lang, I'm probably gonna legit cry. No way.
They might be able to do that, but that's just showing the threat level. I don't know.
It hurt in my heart. But I'm with you though. That would raise the stakes immensely if him or Wasp were to die. Either one, really, but Ant-Man would just hit you in the feels a little more. But either one would be a big fucking deal. That'd be a big fucking deal.
No, it makes sense, because Kang is one of those characters that will be that menace. He's
got 2 movies, dog. You know what I'm saying? And this is where I actually like a very, very small tangent into the phase 4 conversation. This is why I'm not tripping on, I don't know where this is going. This is where it's going. Kang, guys, they already told you in Loki. The only problem is they're not tying it in some of these other projects. You know what I'm saying? The movies. So if you ain't watching everything, you're missing something. You know what I mean? That's why I think some MCU fans like us that have seen everything, I'm like, guys, are you paying attention? On Chapter 2, Loki, we saw Kang is in it. Hello? Hello? McFly? Anybody in there? Yeah, come on, guys. This is where it's going. That guy right there, Kang.
He's always been around. I feel like a lot of people had different theories about how they're going to go about with that. I thought Kang was going to be introduced more in phase 4, but it makes sense for phase 5. Part of that Kang dynasty. That was officially trademarked by
going into exactly, and we know we're getting an Avengers movie called. Goddamn! Hold on. Let Pump the brakes, bro. Pump the brakes, bro. But goddamn, we know this is where it's going. So this is why I was telling people, wait for the end of Phase 4 in Comic-Con. We will know, guys. We will know. Like I say, and I'm gonna continue this. I'm gonna make this a whole separate video on the channel at some point. I'm actually gonna do this probably around the end of Phase 4 for Black Panther. I'm gonna do a whole discussion video on why Phase 4 is the new Phase 1. And why
that way.
Yeah, and why people are tripping, because this literally is exactly what we already went through, but we've been conditioned to expect something else. Phase 1 had no clear direction of what exactly we were doing other than the term Avengers.
Yeah, I think the only thing that really got everybody together was in the first Iron Man movie, and that was with the Avengers Initiative. And that's when everybody got hyped up.
Huh? What? And that was only a very small, select group of people, bro. 90% of the people that watched the first phase of the MCU films did not even know what that was.
No, nobody gave a shit. I remember thoroughly nobody really gave a shit.
No one gave a shit, bro. Me and my dad were the only people in the theater that happened to be sitting there when it went on, and people that happened to be there be like, "Oh, what? Ooh, what? Sam Jackson?" And I was like, "Avengers!" And some dude literally looked at me because he was like, "What?"
I remember there's some brief talks about it. The only people who really didn't know it was the people who read within the comic realm itself.
And that's a small group of people, bro. Like
back in 2008, Marvel wasn't really
nothing like this, man. Nothing like this.
Really popularized to see Phase 2.
Yes, exactly.
Phase 2 after the Avengers came out, because that was the first.
That's what put everyone on notice. Like, oh shit, that little Marvel shit over there is kind of doing something over there. They got a little something over there.
And then a lot of people didn't really realize who it was. And I know this for a fact. People can't say, oh, we know it was Thanos all along.
No.
People didn't really get the reference of how big it was at the end of the video.
Most people were like, who's this purple dude?
Nobody really knew how much of a big threat and what storyline this played out.
I only knew him because Marvel vs. Capcom. I didn't even know the storyline, bro.
I
didn't even know.
The Infinity Gauntlet back in Frankenstein's when we were able to still
sick, yeah.
Through it when I used to that's when it was kind of that huge thing for me. That was because my thing, the thing with the comics is with that comic was a huge crossover, and it was just it was being obliterated.
I know, dude. I have Infinity War and Infinity Gauntlet. I just don't have the Infinity Watch and some of the other parts of the saga, but I got those main two right there.
Yeah. So that was a huge thing, and I feel like a lot of people right now in Phase 4 is just kind of I guess you want to have a different way to approach it, but it's kind of hard to try to bring in that immediate.
Exactly.
That immediate rip, because asking together, you kind of have to establish the characters how we got throughout Phase 1.
Exactly, dude. Exactly.
Or we got Iron Man who started it all off. We got other sub characters that came within the Avengers. It's gonna take some time. There is some. I was it's okay. There is some storylines that kind of flops, but it was the same thing for the first phase. Nobody really liked Captain America the first movie. Everyone thought
a lot of people were more mixed and not really as positive. I'm one of the people that always loved that movie, but that wasn't necessarily the overwhelming consensus of it. It made enough money to justify to keep moving, and enough critics liked it and fans liked it where we bought him more even than the movie. We just like Chris Evans. I think a lot of people really just liked him and didn't necessarily love the movie. So that was they had enough juice to kind of continue to go into Avengers. Thor 1 did not blow the doors off of shit, man.
It wasn't that either. Iron Man was legit the only one that saves everything.
The entire, that set everything up and was great in and of itself. Not because it was a building block, anything. It was a great film and still is. Still is one of the best MCU films they've ever done.
Yeah.
Where Captain America, to me, it's kind of more just out of the top 10 probably nowadays, because there's been more stuff that's came out in the last Phase 3 to 4. But before it was top 10 for me, easy. But it's it's kind of, those are Incredible Hulk, bro. Very few people rank that high in the damn pantheon of the MCU. That had barely any tie-ins to anything. It had Tony Stark in it. That's not a big universal, holy shit, I know where Phase 1's going. No one even knew Phase 1 was going, And then they get Thanos, and that's one tidbit. That was the very first clue of what the potential of actually is building here. Oh, he wants the stones. Oh, he's courting death. Oh, That's what's kind of going on in the background. You know how long it took us to get there? 4 years. You know how long Phase 4 has been going? 2 years. Not even 2 years. So it's like a year and a half. It's like, guys, I think it's like we're building there a little bit. I think they should have had one Kang tie-in in a film at this point before now, though.
I think that's like the one thing I would mention too is like some type of like tie-in besides Loki. Like have a
because everyone didn't watch Loki, man. Like it's popular. It's up there for the Disney Plus watches or views. I mean, but it's not. Stranger Things. You know what I mean? Like it's like everyone didn't watch that, so they should have tied in something with WandaVision for Multiverse of Madness and something else too. And they definitely should have tied in Kang in that or Thor in some fashion or thing with a post-credit scene. That would have definitely led into Ant-Man a bit better because people would have been like, "Oh, Kang the Conqueror, Kang. Who's Kang?"
That's another thing too. People when they got into Loki, only people who would really know is people who would read the comics or they got into
articles online about
YouTube
breakdowns and stuff. Yeah,
in the cartoons itself, it kind of brought in Kang as well.
Yes. They did bring in like in some of those Avengers cartoons like Disney XD and stuff like that. That is very true. That's why I saw actually started learning of the character actually. I didn't have any comics with him in it. So I wasn't aware of him, but that's where I learned about him and I was like, I looked up the wiki and I was like, okay, this is confusing as fuck. But I see he's a cool threat and he has a lot of cool shit going on with the time travel and all that stuff. So they definitely should have tied him in a little bit more in the films, but I think we're definitely getting there. And I think Phase 5 has potential to deliver a little bit more on that end of things while still delivering bold, unique films. I think you know what I'm saying?
That's what they're going to do because it's going to be, that's how Phase 2 was. That Phase 2.
Bolder directions.
Yeah.
Successful storytelling in box office. That's where I think we're going to get to in synergy again. It's like it's a little teensy bit off. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think if we were like if it's not a bullseye, it's like a stripe or two from that. You know what I mean? I think it's like people just need to just relax a little bit. No one's shit in the bed yet. Let's calm down. You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's been there in the past. It's always been kind of like there has their ups and there has been their downs.
Yeah. Even when we knew where things were going, Captain Marvel is not anywhere near the most well-received MCU film, and that was in the middle of arguably the best phase they've ever done. So I just think people just need to be a little more, what's the word? I think people need to look at the bigger picture a little more than things. I think people are very myopic and looking at just what's going on right now. They're not looking at how things really are tied together or how things have been done before, because we're not really that different than what's been going on before. The films are just more unique. Because I've heard people even say they're all samey now, and I'm like, you're tripping balls.
I can say probably some films, but not like really all of them.
Shang-Chi is the only one I'm going to give you, or No Way Home, and that's still incredible. Mm-hmm. Eternals is nothing like the rest of the MCU for the most part.
He tried to take like a different twist with Eternals. I think with the Eternals, it could have been.
Yes, like there's problems with it, but it was a bolder movie and much different. It's Celestials and fucking galactic robots and Celestials popping out of the ground and shit and political issues and people talking about collecting things from different planets. I'm like, you know, not a movie like that. Multiverse of Madness was a horror movie. We never had a horror movie in the MCU. Nothing's ever been like that. When have you ever seen an Avenger murder a bunch of other Avengers?
Yeah, that was.
What are you talking about?
I think with that one, I think a lot of the comes to Madness. It's kind of like how I feel like Scarlet Witch from that movie, Wanda, it's like kind of off-putting if you've seen WandaVision. Kind of a weird switch of how they try to transition.
Feels like we missed a little bit of the in-between, a little bit, I feel like. Or like she should have gotten to this point a little later in the film or something. Like something should have happened in this film to turn her over the edge.
Yeah. And
you know what I mean?
And I feel like people who had this team WandaVision.
Oh yeah, they're lost. They're lost as fuck, bro.
And it was something that we talked about too. How they trying to balance that out. Hasn't watched it. Mm-hmm. And the people who did watch it.
Mm-hmm. That's the only thing moving forward I'm worried about, really, is the synergy of TV and movie. That's the only thing they really are having an issue with. In my mind, that's actually worth talking about. I don't really think the Phase 4 problems is prevalent as people are saying, at least for me. I think their box office has dropped a lot more in their second weeks. since No Way Home because that was kind of a phenomenon. But
that was a huge crossover. I think it's just
that's what I'm saying. That's 20 years of hype.
It's like a new branch of characters that people have no idea are out. And I think it's
Phase 1, dog.
Yeah, and it's on top of that too. Like with the previous saga, everyone knows about Captain Iron Man. Now they're going on to other rounds of characters that no one has really heard about. Like for me, I've heard of Miss Marvel, but I wasn't really
same.
Like
Moon Knight. Same.
Moon Knight
Kate
was
Bishop.
like kind of there. Moon Knight was kind of there. I thought they were.
I knew more about him than her.
Yeah, like that was like the only person I would know, but a lot of more of these.
Kate Bishop, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else we got coming? Echo. I didn't even know of that character.
Echo was. I know of her because she was tied in.
I know you do, yeah. I didn't know. I don't know Daredevil like is well versed as you. And it's like so. It's like a lot of new additions. Yelena Belova, I barely knew about. You know,
Yelena,
I learned about her from Miguel.
2000s. I think Yelena is like one of the newer characters.
She is like Miss Marvel, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a ton of like new stuff like that. But like I said, I think people are just being a little too harsh on the Phase 4, and I think with this very clear roadmap of Phase 5, I think as long as they can get the TVs and the movies to synergize a bit better, I think we're gonna get much more tie-ins in the films. Much more now. There's much more of we're hitting that next gear for sure. And I think fans are gonna start to see that. And I think it's gonna kind of become a little more of a more positive conversation going around in the sense of people won't be as judgmental on everything because I think they'll start to get a little more back to the synergy and the Phase 2, Phase 3 energy they kind of have become accustomed to. And I think some people just prefer. But overall, man, I'm excited for it. But we got Ant-Man Quantumania starting it off. And then you got Guardians Volume 3, my friend, dropping on May 5th, 2023. We know we got the actor Will Poulter coming in to play Adam Warlock. He's from We're the Millers and different things like that. I know, I heard. I'm trying to get on that energy too, bro. Like, damn, let me get your trainer, bro. Let me get on your routine. Holy shit. But yeah, man, he's bulking up. They got the dude that played Murray in Peacemaker. He's playing the High Evolutionary in it. That was one thing they confirmed towards the end of the panel today. So that's really cool. I'm glad to see what his role is going to be. They didn't show a trailer or anything. Once again, I think it's going to be D23. But I, as you know, am a huge Guardians fan. Top 5 MCU films for me is the first one. I don't like the second one quite as much as the first one, but I still think people downplay that one a little more than I think they should. But I think it's just a little not. I think the story just wasn't as focused, but everything else I really enjoy about it. But overall, I'm super fucking hyped for Guardians Volume 3. I am chomping at the bit for this trailer, dog.
Yeah,
chomping at the bit.
I think at this point, this is going to be the end the team for sure.
Yes, we're definitely going to get a new iteration or get something completely different in the cosmic realm because James Gunn said this is it, and I hope it is. I think they should get a whole new team or do a whole different team. I think they really should move somewhere else. Don't dilute a good thing that's at its height. And a concise trilogy is what we need to more today in this world if they're going to do it.
Yeah, and I think because with what they're going to end up doing, I feel like they're saying they're going to get rid of a character. That's for sure going to be
Batista, Drax. Oh, show.
Maybe I would say even possibly
Mantis, maybe.
Mantis, maybe Rocket. I might throw in Rocket.
Hey, man.
He's getting more background story. I heard about him being experimented on, and that might reflect back on too, how he was before he became who we see today.
That's why the High Evolutionary is coming in. That could be a big deal,
yeah. So I have a feeling like there is going to be some characters who will be killed off. Obviously, Gamora isn't the same Gamora as we've known before.
Yeah. So what does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I heard.
Dude, they better not kill Star-Lord or Rocket or Groot, or I'm pissed.
I think they're gonna have to. If they're gonna close this chapter, there's gonna be some characters that had to be going off.
Just kill Drax and we're good.
I think it has to be more. It has to be more than that because
you stop it, sir.
I had to be it because with how they're gonna, if they're gonna end this off, they're gonna have to get rid of like at least some characters, either killing them off or having their own send offs, so the team won't be fully intact.
God damn, man, Tony, T'Challa, come on, man. Just keep taking all my favorites, huh?
It's just
killing off all my favorite characters, dog. I'm gonna be in a deep depression because of Skippy now.
I mean,
it's all your fault.
To be killed off, but it has to be enough for sure. Because
all right, they just can't die. Is all I'm saying. They die.
I think Drax might
I'm cool with that because I think that would make sense. Yeah, that's a great way to send off a character that's not going to probably ever come back. I think that totally works. But I just think taking out Groot or Rocket or Star-Lord like that, I think just is way too harsh for the MCU. I get it. I understand. But come on, man. There's fucking 5-year-olds watching, dude. There was kids crying in the theater when Tony Stark died.
I think, there's like some...
You know?
We can't have that being in a way...
Yeah, you can't kill Groot again. My God damn.
I don't think Groot's going to go away. I think my thought is going to either be Drax and Rocket. I think those two are going to be the ones to go from the team. And
I'm going Drax and Nebula.
Drax, I can see Nebula being part of it too.
Yeah, because that would hit for Gamora and would bring her together with the other people again. And we've had a lot of good character development with their characters, so it still has an impact and still has stakes without having to tear my heart out of my chest.
Yeah. I think it just depends on what James Gunn wants.
Yeah, it ain't up to me though. But like I said, if it's well done, I'll get over it. But it's just like, come on, man, enough sadness.
Yeah, I think you kind of need to have that for the Volume 3. If it's like the second movie, I would totally be like, okay, you know what, we don't have to go that round. But this is the send off. This is James Gunn's last touch with this trilogy.
They get rid of Rocket. I'm not the kid.
I mean, I'm just throwing out. It's just theories, and it might be a shitty theory, but it's just one of the things that we can just throw around.
Where is my Team Rocket people at? # Team Rocket. # this guy has no soul.
Black soul. You can't let crying kids in the theater be in the way of good storytelling.
You can't let it go. I can't do it.
That's what is holding back from Marvel being time.
All right, whatever, man. You're trying to kill off everybody, man. Everyone's gonna be dead. There's no Kang Dynasty anymore. This guy's killing everybody.
Kang, everybody, forget about it.
Oh God, no! Don't! I can't do this again after Thanos. All right. God damn it. We already had a blip, all right. But yeah, man. So Phase 5, man, it's rocking and rolling and it's going in full steam with the movies, man, because we also got the Marvels and Blade. We got the Marvels in July 28th, 2023. We know we got all 3 Captain Marvel versions in this thing teaming up. We got a Charlie's Angels in space up in this thing. I like it. And I'm much more excited about it now because of this one. And WandaVision with Monica Rambeau. Before those two were introduced, I had no interest in this movie at all.
I was on the same page.
Yep.
Captain Marvel wasn't really
boring.
I remember seeing it. I was like, I think I remember seeing it with Daniel, and I was like, I'm kind of.
I felt the same.
It's kind of like, we both agreed we thought it could have been a lot more, but
or as the Gen Z says, mid, but we say meh.
Just meh. That's all it was.
Yeah.
But we just needed to have that powerhouse for really, Endgame.
Yeah.
Really. But
I'm glad those directors ain't coming back because they made a bland ass Marvel movie. Yeah, they made the blandest Marvel flick ever since Dark World.
And that's the sad truth, and it sucks because Captain Marvel kind of plays a huge friend when it comes to the comics and with the team itself.
Yep. And Brie Larson's a really great find, man. She's a really great addition to the MCU. So I really hope after Endgame, where she got to play in and have a couple cool moments, I hope they can really bring it together here for the Marvels. After that post-credit scene of Miss Marvel, I'm much more interested to see how she's tying into it now. But Monica Rambeau and Miss Marvel are the heart of the movie for me, so I'm really excited to see that. And the one thing that's very interesting about that has been since WandaVision and Monica's introduction is her beef with Carol Danvers. That is going to be such a great thing going into this. It's going to bring a lot of tension and hopefully some really great acting and character dynamics throughout this thing. So there's a lot of great potential going for this. Nia DaCosta is directing this thing, and she just directed the recent Candyman legacy sequel thing they just did back in 2021, I believe, last year. And that was actually really, really good. Really, really good. That's the best Candyman movie since the original, which obviously is not too hard after the shitty sequels, but I think it was really well done. It was produced by Jordan Peele as well, but I also felt like her style came through in the film much more than his did. So I'm really excited to see her in this sandbox because I think she can bring a little more gravitas and a little more flair to this than the previous directors. No disrespect to them, but I just think someone from the indie world that's really making noise as opposed to them that just kind of did some couple indie flicks and no one really heard about as much. I think this is a much stronger choice to get this film over the hump make them another Billy perhaps, but just give us a little more of that character, a little more of that investment in Carol Danvers as a character, setting up these other two ladies up in here. I think this could really bring a lot of great momentum moving forward for the potential team of the Avengers and all that big stuff to come. So I'm much more excited about this than I was before. I would probably rate it like a level 7.5 hype out of 10 or something funny like that. I am definitely looking forward to it. Not my most anticipated Phase 5 movie by any stretch, but I'm definitely looking much more forward to it than before. And we're getting Blade up in the house, baby. November 3rd, 2023. It's going down, baby.
Day after my birthday. Hell yeah.
Oh, it's sick, bro. And that's 20, and it's going to be 26 days before mine, so I love it, dog. We got to celebrate. We got to celebrate.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I love it. Dude, it's going to be Marvel month for the next couple of Novembers. I love it. This year with Black Panther, next year with with Blade, and then the following year is going to be motherfucking Fantastic Four, and then the next year is going to be Secret Wars. Whoa.
Wait, Fantastic Four is coming out in November?
November 2024, baby. That's the beginning of Phase 6, too.
Yeah, 24, jeez.
Woo! So I'm telling you, man, it's big shit about the drop, man. Blade, Mahershala Ali coming in here to be Eric Brooks himself, the Daywalker. We don't have any of the plot details. We don't know the director. We don't know anything else yet, but I am so excited at the potential of this. And this was what I was talking about with the R-rated. This is going to be R-rated. I'm calling it now. I could definitely be wrong, but I'm going to call it now.
Did they announce the rating for this officially?
Nope, but I think it's going to be. I think this is going to be the first rated R film in the same year or just before Deadpool 3. Bada bing, bada boom. Guaranteed box office smash with Deadpool. You take a chance with Blade, and then you can tie that in to your Marvel Zombies stuff. And it could be the first foray into live action with a character that people already know and already like, so you have much less risk, and most fans want it to be rated R anyway.
I think they're going to do this already with zombies. This is like you mentioned, it's the perfect candidate for them to be officially making a rated R besides Deadpool. Deadpool is already on its own spectacle.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
Blade, and this is like a film that everyone's anticipating for like a good amount of most. It's going to be rated R to push that film forward, so we can actually get a lot of these stories coming out in the future. We don't have to worry, oh man, it's going to be PG-13, because that's what a lot of people are fearing for in the future. Characters come out.
With certain ones like Blade or Daredevil, things like that, for sure. But
a lot of the street levels, like pretty much.
I'm not as worried anymore, though. Not as worried anymore.
Yeah, so if they do announce that, I'm going to say that's a huge win for something like that, because
hell yeah,
it's just going to be awesome to see full telling of a story, because that's what really kind of limits movies, especially Marvel and Blade too. If you're going to do something like that with basically Punisher PG-13, that would be stupid. And that's just that would be dumb. And I feel like Blade and Punisher are in the same level of what
it just doesn't work any other way, man. I just don't see it working. I just don't. I'll say this: Blade could be a pretty decent thing, but I just don't think it'll work as well as it could with no limitations on it, because it's going to get to the essence of what the character is. And that's the same thing with Deadpool and Punisher. Those characters just don't quite fit into the PG-13 realm like they should. It could work, but I just don't think you're going to get the right movie. Ghost Rider, I think, was part of the problem back in the day. You can't get the real essence there. Mortal Kombat, same fucking thing. And I don't think it's there.
Yeah, and on top of that, Blade, from rumors are being said, Anthony Starr from The Boys, Homelander, is going to possibly be playing as Dracula. So that's what the rumors has been, and I feel like that's great. And if they have no limitations with everything going on, it's going to be a great movie.
Dude, if you bring half the greatness of Homelander to this with no fucking handcuffs, dude, holy shit.
Anthony Starr is a great actor.
I'm watching everything that guy does.
Like, he does pretty well stuff.
He's the best. He's one of the best villains in anything in at least a decade. For sure, man. For sure.
And I think him showing up as Dracula, it will fit his character as perfect.
Oh, hell yeah. Him as a vampire? That worked immensely.
So it's going to be a great thing to see coming up.
Hopefully, yeah, man.
I'm hoping that rumor is true and they cast him as Dracula.
You and me both, buddy.
And we can officially just go on and about and wait for next year to see this.
Most def, man. But we want to hear from you guys out there. Drop all your predictions, any rumors you heard about, guys. Throw them all into the comment section about the Marvels and Blade, guys. Those are going to be rounding out 2023 in Phase 5 for us, guys. So we would love to hear all your thoughts on that. Ant-Man as well. We want to know what you want to say. Is everyone dying like Skips is saying? Is Blade going to cut up all the vampires and make sure there's blood splattering everywhere? Let's hope the latter's true and not the other ones, okay? But we're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it. We got Phase 6 to kill off people, okay? So here we go. Here we go, guys. We're going to get into the next thing here. And we're going to talk about the Phase 5 TV stuff, guys. Secret Invasion, Echo, Loki Season 2, Ironheart are all confirmed as of right now for 2023. In the pictures I have here, I would go from Secret Invasion, Echo, Loki, and Ironheart. I think are going to be the release order of them. That's just me, though.
Is Daredevil Born Again, is that going to be coming out in, or is that
2024?
So he's going to be part of the end of Phase 5?
Yes, you are correct, sir. One of the last projects of Phase 5 right now. So this is going to be leading into that stuff. But right here, man, we got Secret Invasion. We know that Nick Fury's in it. A little bit conflicting reports on where it's going to be in the timeline. Is it during the blip? Is it post-blip? Is it pre-blip? I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we know we got Sam Jackson coming into this thing. We know Monica Rambeau. So I think we know for a fact Monica Rambeau's in it. If anyone knows different, let me know. Or if you see anything different, let me know. But I think she's confirmed to be in it because of the post-credit of WandaVision. I'm pretty sure. That could tie into the Marvels, though we're not sure yet. But I think she might be in it. We don't know. And then Emilia Clarke is playing a character in the film as well. I think she's going to play that character that I don't know the name of, but the girl that led Sword in the comics at a certain point. I think she's going to play that character.
Yeah, actually, Monica's not going to be in this.
Okay.
James Rhodey's going to be in it.
James Rhodes is in this?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Setting up Armor Wars, I guess. All right. So there you go. So you got those guys popping in. Definitely excited for that. I believe it's going to be the first 2023 live action show we're going to get because that one was shooting before all the rest of these.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to get that one first. I'm going to guess March, April. And then, yeah. What were we going to say, bro? My bad.
Oh, no, I was going to say, no, it would just that one.
Yeah, and then Echo is going to be next, I think. I think we're going to get that between May and July of 2023, right around the time we get the Marvels, right before, right after. And then I think we're going to get Loki Season 2 right around that time because we're going to get fully into Kang with Quantumania. So I think we're going to get Loki Season 2 before Blade, right in between Ant-Man, Echo, and right between Marvel's Echo and Blade. I think we're going to get Loki Season 2, and then we're going to get Ironheart and Blade just before the end of the year because we're already going to have met Riri Williams in Black Panther 2, who I think is played by an actress I know from a couple other Netflix shows and whatnot, and she was really good in those. So her coming in as Riri Williams, if that's the same person I'm thinking about, that gets me much more interested in the character because I don't know anything much. So still excited for it, though. Like I said, representation and newer characters from comics that people don't know, always for both of those things because it always brings out some of the best stuff, i.e. Guardians, i.e. Blade, and etc. So I'm really excited about that. We know Daredevil's going to be in Echo. We know Kingpin's going to be in Echo. And we all kind of figured the Kingpin thing from Jump. So that's going to be very interesting to see. I don't think that's going to be R-rated, though. Do you think there's a possibility or nah?
Echo, if it's most likely,
I don't think so.
I know it's going to be PG-13.
Yeah,
like that,
which I think can work okay. I think they can take out the blood and the cussing and still get to the essence of what makes all those three characters work. So I'm not too worried about that as much.
I think with Echo, it's just like a direction that they're going to go with. I think it's more of the storytelling of.
So I think they're redeeming her, so I don't think they're going to go full R-rated.
Redeeming her and how Kingpin's going to recover as well.
Mm-hmm. And how he's going to start tying into the larger picture of things, too, in the street level kind of stuff.
Kind of like, I guess, have a way to really, blend with Kingpin, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, and those characters in the Marvel series. We're going to probably see how... I don't know if he's going to be up to how he gained power again from the series after season 3. Is it because of the blip and got the powers back and he's trying to build himself back up again. The first movie seeing of Kingpin was a soft spot for Echo, and after that, he was like, "No, forget that. He's back to being cold, calculating, ruthless, and of a character that we've known from." Or is it mainly going to be kind of that goofiness? I'm really hoping it's not that goofiness, but it's just
I hope so too. I doubt it as much because I think Hawkeye was a particular tone they were doing with that series. I don't think this one will go in the same direction.
No.
Let's hope not, though. We don't know that for sure. So, yeah, I definitely hope not. But it's going to be interesting to see for sure. And I really liked Echo and wish we had a little bit more of her. But since we're going to get a whole series on her, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool having Echo as a character. I did enjoy it.
Hell yeah. Really like the setup. It's a very good, solid setup for a character. And like I said, I like characters with disabilities and special abilities in certain senses too. I like when characters have disabilities and get into these type of genre films, horror, action, sci-fi. I think it brings a whole nother fresh element to watching a performance. And I think it really makes the acting even stronger. And I think it just really makes it something cool to do in the world of the MCU and in comic book films. I think it's just something we don't see all the time with deaf people being able to be into the thing. And I think it's going to be great for people out there and kids and other people, younger people growing up that have these disabilities to know that they can be just as cool and badass as anything else they want to be and they see in the world. So I think that's really cool stuff, man. Like, I really dig that kind of stuff where that's not the focus of the series, but I think that's something culturally that it can do without, pandering in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally agree. Especially with a person who is deaf, as like Maya herself. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be cool seeing how that EA sells and things.
Yeah, bro. Like, you're learning that. I learned that. And I think that's going to popularize it even more so. Like the Eternals, they did a promo with that, with the character that played Makari, which I thought was a really cool promotion and commercial that Marvel did. And I think that's just going to push that forward. And I think that's a really great thing for the brand. I think that's a really inclusivity is never a bad thing.
Yeah, and it's gonna be cool. Like, besides, like with all that being said, I've seen so far when it comes to
I don't think I've seen anything from Echo, like photo-wise, from the show. But hey, if you send me.
From what it looks like, it's like there was like not a whole lot, but it looks like the characters will be on that brand, like you mentioned before, trying to get away from
her past and everything going on.
Yeah, trying to really build her new life for herself. And that's when Daredevil's going to come into play because if she's connected to Kingpin, and obviously Matt Murdock.
He's going to cross paths.
He's going to cross paths within an episode. That's a possibility.
Yep. And like he said, you never know how they're going to meet, whether it's out of the costume or in the costume with Matt Murdock or Daredevil. So I think either way they play it, it's going to be super interesting to see how they play with the secret identities and all that. I'm really excited about it. And the other one that I'm super duper excited about, and I know you're looking forward to as well, Loki season 2, baby. Loki's back. And I want to see my boy Mobius get that goddamn sea-doo. Come on, make it happen for season 2, guys. Let's go. Season 2 of Loki's dropping. I don't think we have any confirmation of Kang being like the main thing that's going to be in here as the villain. We don't know, but we would assume so. Don't know though.
From season 1, that's what everyone thinks is going to be. So
Planet of the Apes-esque ending would suggest that. But I want to temper expectations for all of y'all out there, including myself. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But we did see some set photos, and it looks like they're going back to the 70s at some McDonald's, and it looks like our girl Sophie's hiding out over there. So I'm glad to hear that we're going to be getting into her, and she's going to be another big focus of this because it only makes sense after what happened. And he's running around with Mobius. Yeah, she caused everything to go to shit in the whole MCU multiverse saga is thanks to her. But I love Sophia DiMartino doing this thing. She was great. One of the best new additions in the MCU, period, in Phase 4. And I think that's been one of the strongest points in Phase 4 is actually some of these side characters getting introduced. I think they've been doing a great job introducing the characters. Regardless of films, I think the characters have all been introduced in a really great way. I think minus Ajax, played by Salma Hayek, I've pretty much liked every character introduction we've seen, Pretty much. I think maybe Kate Bishop's mom was a little boring, but other than that, I've liked pretty much everybody. Even if the storyline didn't pay through, the character was awesome. So I really dig a lot of these characters in Phase 4, and that really continues with Loki Season 2. Mobius is one of my favorite characters if I had to rank my top 25 characters in MCU, he might be on that list. I really enjoyed him that much, Possibly, not to really think about it. But he's really up there for me. I love Owen Wilson, always have. Wow. Always have loved that guy. So it was fun to see him here. Can't wait to see what they're going to get into all the crazy time travel, multiversal shenanigans of Loki. Season 1 is still, to me, the best MCU show. To me, I think in retrospect, because we haven't seen Black Panther 2, obviously, at the time of this thing. And if you're watching in the future, maybe this is going to be a moot point by the time I say this. But my favorite thing in Phase 4 right now is Loki.
Or I would say...
With Spider-Man No Way Home, tied with it. I'd say 1A, 1B, kind of, for me. But I would probably have to give Loki the slight edge because it was a little more of a surprise. I loved it like that, where I knew No Way Home should deliver for me. So I was like, unless they shit the bed, this should be great. So
yeah, especially with all those rumors going around back.
Yeah, I was like, if that's half as good as I'm hoping it's going to be, it delivers. It's a top 1 or 2 for me. So as a big Spider-Man fan, of course it's going to be up there. But Loki season 1 to me is just perfection, man. Like damn near perfection.
It was like definitely the better shows and better movies at the time.
One of the best projects they've ever done, man.
Because it's like what you mentioned before. Nobody expected how.
Hell no, dude.
Pretty much.
Hell no.
I think even for me, when I seen that announcement.
Yeah, we just saw him die.
Like he's got body for Thanos. What are you talking about?
I know he ran off with the Tesseract, but that was to imply the multiverse. So I don't need to explore that. We just had a whole character arc. What are you doing? And then, I'm forgetting the guy that wrote the series. Michael Waldron, I think, was the writer. And then they had this one, I can't remember the lady that did that was the showrunner of season 1. They said, hold my beer, bro. You ain't seen shit yet. They got the Rick and Morty writer and people and all them. And they said, yeah, bro, you don't know nothing. Check this out and watch this shit. And I said, oh, okay, never mind. I'll shut up now.
Yeah.
So that's why I just give every project the benefit of the doubt until I watch it, man. Because Loki season 1 was so far down the list of my anticipated Phase 4. So far down.
Yeah, I would say the exact same thing when we heard that announcement for Phase
4. Yeah, like if we were doing this show at the time, that'd have been way down on the list of a ranking or whatever. We'd have probably only covered that for like a couple minutes. If that, It's like, it's crazy to think of how things turn out. So that's why I say sometimes, man, I love when the MCU kind of gets you with the surprises sometimes. I think that's kind of almost their strongest stuff. But Ironheart, we don't know much about the plot, obviously. Do you know much about the comic book character or no?
No, not really.
Me neither. And I'm trying to keep it that way till we get to this. And then I'm going to dive in probably after that like I usually do. Secret Invasion, same thing. I want to read that someday after.
Yeah, we got like a hint towards her with the black. Their teaser,
which I like. I'm like, okay, so
he's being carved out, like
that's the symbol and everything like that. So I'm like, oh, maybe I like how they're setting her up in this, and if they pace it, if they write it well, I'm like, this could be a great leg up for this character and really get people to go check out this series because Black Panther is gonna do buku bucks. People are gonna be hyped and excited. If this was back in like the 80s or 90s, you'd have a blockbuster. We'd be all around the block trying to see it.
Yeah. So that's why it's going to be
I know. No Tony Stark, though. I don't think that's even going to be a thing in this.
No, I think there might be some cameos, but I feel like a lot of people don't know Ironheart. Because I personally don't. I know, like, probably very few.
Yeah. This is exactly like a lot of these other Phase 4 characters, not just in the TV, but in, America Chavez, all these different things. But I think if they can do what they did with her, but even better, and do like what they've done with Yelena, and really get us invested in her with Black Panther 2 and get us into this series, I think this could really jump up there as one of the more surprising, well-done things in the whole MCU as a whole. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm not like super excited yet, but I'm definitely keeping my eye on it very closely because I can't wait till after Black Panther 2, or I can't wait till Black Panther 2 to see where that's going to go. Separating all the other Wakanda stuff, it's going to be interesting to see, does she tie in more with Wakanda more than anything else going on with Iron Man? So that's the interesting direction to see where they're going to take it, because that's the introduction in the way I think they're going in direction-wise. I don't think Iron Man's even going to be a thing.
Yeah, I think she's going to be her own character.
Her and Shuri, bro. That's going to be the connection.
Yeah, the duo. There's going to be the duo. And then, already technology-wise, like, they're already way more advanced already than
anyone else.
Already. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
We got that storytelling about what advancements.
Makes more sense, dude. I think if you're going to do Riri Hart in Phase 3, yeah, I think Tony Stark would have made sense. I don't think it makes sense here. So I think they're definitely going to move that in a different direction. Let's just wait and see if the comic book diehards are accepting of that or not. But we'll wait and see on that. But
there's no way to please everybody. There's no
hell no. But we'll wait and see, man. But it's going to be cool to see. And let me see here. I think there's some other stuff going on. Yeah, man, we got Agatha, Coven of Chaos, my friend.
That's gonna be the first one I'm gonna skip. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You're not even gonna check it out?
I'm gonna be blunt. I'm not. I feel like her announcement or her being part of the show and I don't see any interest for her. I'm gonna show
Skippy said, "Get out, get out."
Like, I see her as in the same level because I heard Corey's gonna get his own show.
I heard that rumor, but I doubt it, dude. Taika's so fucking busy, bro. You're not doing that, man.
I feel like in that level of like stupidity, for me, it's just dumb to have a part of it. Like, I'm not really interested in the character.
Hot take, son.
I feel like they could easily pick somebody else. I'd rather have Wong be star of a show than her. Like, and Wong is like a
although I want this show much more than you do, I cannot argue that fact. Continue. I can't even argue against that one.
It's just like, I get them trying to branch out with the whole Covenant.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Things like that, the witchcraft. But it's just not interesting. I mean,
to you personally, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
man.
To me personally, it's just something like, what's kind of annoying, and I'm starting to slightly see it. I'm hoping it's not like too much. Is like giving too much, like giving shows that's unnecessary, like spinoffs. Like Agatha.
I feel you on that.
Agatha, I think we talked about it way back when.
Yeah, like when they very first rumored it. And as we said at the time, and I haven't changed my opinion too much since, I am looking forward to it a little bit because I really liked her character for the most part. And I love the actress of Catherine Hahn. When they announced her to be in this thing, it really, really got me really much more excited than I ever got about a lot of the shows when they first announced them. So I really, really like her character, and I think there's a lot of potential in exploring witchcraft with a character that's supposed to be bad. That's the more interesting stuff for me, is not the character as much as the potential of witchcraft with darker characters. Does it tie into Doctor Strange? Wong could appear in it, There's so many interesting things they can do. What if she goes up against America Chavez and she teams up and she has to go into there with Doctor Strange because Wanda's not around right now? Wanda, how does she factor into all this after Multiverse of Madness? Is she dead? Is she not? I actually think there's like enough background things that they could implement into the series that could make it much cooler when trailers come out and when we know something. From right now, it definitely seems a little unnecessary. Yes, I cannot deny that. I'm interested in it, but that's because I happen to like it and I like the actress. So that's just, I'm very specific, right?
Right.
That's not everybody. You don't give a shit about Catherine Hahn and you don't care about the character doing anything. So for people like you, they're going to really need to sell you guys and you gals that are in your camp and everyone in between that really doesn't really have much interest in this, let alone hype. I don't have any hype for it. I just have interest in it. That's all.
Yeah.
Way down on the list, but I'm still interested in it.
I think for sure, like, if we're going to bring in, I think if they want to intrigue the audience, because I know people can't say they were like the masses would be hyped for it. I think it's like you kind of have to find a way to make Agatha relevant with
what's going on, some fashion or form.
Yeah, like something pretty in related to that. Like even with Wanda, like maybe like how you mentioned before, probably have a possibility that she's still alive because she's a Scarlet Witch.
Exactly. We didn't have a body that was dead. They ain't a body, they ain't dead. You know what I mean?
Something like that. But if it's just going to be putting on her and just her exploring that realm, it's not going to be too intriguing to pull people forward because there's already so much going on in the MCU universe. We already got introduced to sorcerers not too long ago.
Yeah. One way, the only other tie-in I can think that's been set up in something that could tie in possibly is they could have a confrontation with Clea and Doctor Strange in her show that could lead into Doctor Strange 3 or something of that nature. So it could tie into that kind of stuff. I don't know. They haven't announced Doctor Strange 3, but you would assume from the end of his movie, he's going into a TV series of his own. into something else or another movie. Mm-hmm. So until we get another movie announcement, Agatha could be the spot.
It could be it. Dormammu being as probably maybe becoming a threat again as
yep, because he's not dead or gone. You know, Nightmare could be introduced in this thing. We got incursions going on, multiverse, magic is all playing into this thing. So it really just depends how what it is. You know, like it could be a complete fall in your face or a completely brilliant idea like Loki that we didn't see nothing coming. But hey, there you go. So it's much way down on the list for me in Phase 5. And it's definitely going to be one of the last few projects of Phase 5. Not the last one, but close to it for TV. So it'll be interesting to see. And there's a possibility that it's going to drop either at the end of 23 or the beginning of 24. So it depends kind of where it lands there, depending how it's going to, when it drops and everything. But it's going to be interesting. Definitely not exciting, but it's definitely interesting. But yeah, man. But like I said, I don't know what to make of it yet, but I definitely don't want to count it out completely because they could surprise us. You never know.
I would just leave off of this with Agatha. Like, I really hope it does surprise us in a big way.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
I want to be wrong. I want to be kind of caught by
definitely, I'm on the same thing.
I kind of want to eat my own words saying all this.
Same here, bro.
Waste and all this stuff, and then it ends up being 360. Ends up being really good. I'm like, okay, cool. Wow.
Guardians, that was Guardians for me and Miguel, dude. Back in the day, we're like, I don't know about this weird talking tree alien stuff, but okay, let's see what you got.
Now they got popularized, and now Miguel has like a Groot freaking thing or something.
Exactly.
Like
we have a baby Groot in my house, and I have the entire collection of the 2012 Guardians run that they based the movies on. So it's like, you never know, man. You just never know. I don't like to count anything out completely. Like I said, if they said like a TV series about, fucking Happy Hogan or something, then okay, maybe I'll be like, the fuck? But she's just at the level where she has powers. She's a villain. There's something going on where there could be more intriguing things and more impactful stuff for the universe. Or it could just be a fun series that's a little more self-contained. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not getting out of the bed in the morning for it, but I'm definitely going to be looking out for the trailer sometime next year or beyond because it's going to be interesting to see what Catherine Hahn and everyone's going to do in here. And I never thought from seeing Step Brothers back in the day that I'd ever see her doing something like this. So it's just going to be interesting. Yeah. It's going to be interesting, Yeah. I just hope she doesn't try to, have sex with someone in a bathroom or something again. Let's just hope. Let's just hope she doesn't, let's hope we don't go there again. But anyways, here we are, guys. Ending out Phase 5 is going to be Daredevil Born Again. We don't know when that's dropping yet. We've discussed that a little bit already. Dark shit is approaching, y'all. Thunderbolts is officially confirmed, guys. That's going to be the very last film of Phase 5, July 26th. And not least, but definitely not what's the saying? And last but certainly not least. Thank you. Yeah. There we go. Last but certainly not least, Captain America 4, aka Captain America New World Order, our first Captain America flick with Sam Wilson in the mantle. What do you think, my man? Out of these three, I'm sure I know what you're looking forward to.
You already know. I would say from out of the two for sure. I would say, I'm not gonna lie, Thunderbolts is really interesting.
I agree with you.
My most anticipated.
I agree. Because Captain America 4, we don't really know nothing about the plot yet, so I want to wait and see what the plot is to kind of see that versus Thunderbolts, and the same thing, vice versa. I don't know which one's going to have the cooler story that interests me more, but from the concept, Thunderbolt sounds cooler because it's something fresh, a team of villains or anti-heroes. Completely different than what we've gotten in the MCU, a la Suicide Squad adjacent. So if done well, and depending on which characters they choose to use for the team, could be something really unique and really kick ass with a lot of great action and things of that nature, with some characters that we can still build on and do even more with. Where Captain America 4, I think we're all going to be very excited to see it and be there day one. But we've been there, we've done that. We got a great Captain America trilogy, I don't think this is going to be the most unique entry in the series per se, which isn't bad. Just saying, I'm looking forward to like a lot of these new things that we've never got to see before, or a lot of these characters getting together with new storylines like Secret Wars and all that crazy shit like that. So yeah, Thunderbolts is definitely my most anticipated out of the two films that are ending out 2024. But for me, the most anticipated thing in 2024 right now is going to be Daredevil Born Again for me.
That's
for sure.
That one for sure. I'm already going to be all up for it. For me, that's really good. What they're going to go the direction of. Because
so much
from Thunderbolts and Captain America, Daredevil, from what I'm hearing, is that within Deep Echo, he's looking for just being as a
catalyst for like the story, sort of.
I believe so. I'm getting the mix up of either Echo or I think it's gonna be Echo mostly. Like,
damn. Yeah, I don't think She-Hulk's gonna introduce anything else in that corner, but Daredevil. I think that's kind of it. I don't think we're gonna get into anything else personally.
We'll probably have like a cameo, might be a couple of fights.
Yeah, I don't think She-Hulk could be like an episode. Like, I don't even think it's gonna be more than that, to be completely honest. Maybe 2.
Yeah, and I feel like with Daredevil himself, he's probably most likely going to be within the Echo series, looking for Jessica Jones. You know that he's trying to look for other defenders for his something could have happened to Jessica Jones in between the last scene of her to sometime after the flip or whatever it may be.
True point, man. True point.
That's what we're going to get from Echo. That's going to probably be that built up. Then Daredevil Born Again, that's going to be hoping to have that go from how we mentioned before to have that lighter tone or more of a little bit of a darker tone in Echo. Then it goes straight to that dark tone that everyone Born Again. Because Born Again, if it's going to be like how it was in the comic,
man,
and it's going to have those Daredevils, having all the original cast. I'm hearing they're going to pull that Bullseye from season 3.
That was what they directly set up, man. Like that was what they were setting up was the Born Again storyline where he knew who he was and was going to ruin his life. He literally said that to his face. I was like,
yeah. Bro. He was getting ready, and like throughout season 3, he seemed conflict ready, and it will make sense time for to introduce Bullseye again back against Daredevil and try to have him deal with these villains that he had in the past and trying to find a way to conquer them. This time, if you bring back Bullseye, it's not like a solid reboot or like a soft reboot. What we know at the end of season 3 is that he starts fully.
Yep, exactly.
Already again, he already has that scary, accuracy with any object that he has in his phone. It's
very reminiscent of Hawkeye,
Yeah.
In the or will be very reminiscent of that, And they can play around with some of that stuff, man. But it's gonna be very it's so exciting. I'm so happy we finally get the confirmation of this thing going down because I was always like, oh man, I really hope they're doing this thing, man. I really hope they're doing this thing eventually. I don't care when, just give it to me sometime. So I'm like, yes. This is a great addition to Phase 5. And I don't want this one to be the big tie-in of everything going on with the multiverse, Don't even put that shit in here. Like, I don't want none of that shit in here. I don't want that in any of these 3 movies or any of these 3 projects. Like, leave that shit out of those 3. That's the one thing for sure. Leave that out of that and Echo. Anything else, I'm game. They all could tie in perfectly, but leave it out of those few because I think these would be great, grounded, more human-driven storylines, especially Daredevil and then Captain America. Captain America and Thunderbolts will probably get pretty over the top, but Daredevil, I really hope they get back to that Netflix essence with just a little more of a bigger budget for it and really hone in on that street level and really get into the nitty-gritty of what makes Daredevil work. And there's a lot of stuff with this storyline, man, that they got to get right, and they got to really hone in on that darkness. Some of the Karen stuff's a little controversial, which I'm sure they're going to change, but I really, really hope they stick as true to that comic book storyline as possible because from what I know of it, it is so compelling and so well done, and I really hope I get a chance to buy it and read it before this thing drops, so I'll just have a little more insight into what the potential of it is. And yeah, but like I said, if this isn't as good as the previous 3 seasons, I'll live with it. It's fine. Those 3 seasons of Daredevil are a masterpiece in my mind. I'll never get tired of them, and to me, you can't tarnish that legacy with those, so I'm good with it. I'm fine with it. Captain America 4, we gotta wait and get more details. I think Power Broker Sharon Carter's gonna be involved in it, but we'll see what else they do. Serpent Society, there's a lot of things they can do. We'll see where it ties into. I think it might be, hey, that Thunderbolts could have some synergy. We don't know, man. But that's pretty much it for Phase 5 right there, dude. So I'm going to say this, man, before we get into Phase 6 and wrap up this Comic-Con stuff. What's your most anticipated film in Phase 4? Phase 5. what's your most anticipated TV show for Phase 5? For me, Phase 5 movies, I'm gonna go with Ant-Man Quantumania as my most anticipated film. Because Blade, we just don't know enough about it quite yet. And I'm gonna go TV-wise, animated or live action. I'm gonna go with Loki Season 2 as my most anticipated right now.
I think I'm not show-wise. I'm not. You already know it's gonna be Daredevil. I'll just throw it out there. That's
me. I just want to wait and see how close are we getting to it. That could just easily knock out Loki. But for me, being that it was I just love Loki so much. I'm like, yeah, dude, this has the most potential going for it. And for me, it's what I'm looking forward to the most because I know the most about it, I guess I can say.
Right.
Yeah, X-Men 97, I almost chose that one. But I was like, if I'm being honest, I think Loki Season 2 is the most anticipated for my TV. But yeah, movie-wise, for sure, is going to be Quantumania. Because I really want to see Kang. I really want to see where the multiverse Phase 5 stuff is going. And want to really get a great introduction to Jonathan Majors as that character, because I like him a lot and love his work with everything I've seen him do. So I'm excited to see him dig into that there. And yeah, man.
I would say for me, it will be Guardians. I think Guardians is one of the most anticipated.
Oh shit, man, I forgot about that.
It's gonna tie up so many.
I take that back. Guardians, I take that back.
Guardians? It's gonna be Guardians for you too?
Yeah, I forgot with all this stuff going on, I forgot it was Phase 5 for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna go Guardians. I'm gonna go Guardians for the movies, but I'm sticking with Loki Season 2 though.
Because like Guardians, we're finally gonna get an answer for Adam Warlock. I mean, long just for him.
So long, man. And now you've been waiting about 5 years.
Yeah, and then like I thought he was gonna show up in like somewhere in Infinity War and Endgame. I thought in Endgame. But,
me too.
I was like, okay, so where?
Yeah, they're going a much different direction with him. I don't even think we're gonna get any of that stuff. I think that's gonna be much more simpler and grounded kind of with it. I don't think Infinity-esque type. I don't think he's gonna be that big of a deal in the MCU personally.
I think the way they'll do that with his character, might just use them as like a powerhouse.
That's what I mean. Like he'll pop into stuff and kind of fight people when they got the big Phase 6 stuff going on, but I don't think he's gonna be a big deal and be showing up a lot.
Like he'll probably have some cameos possible at Guardians, and then you'll know what the storylines are gonna be.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know.
I'm pretty excited for it. I'm like excited with the character cast. If we get it possible, I think it'll probably be.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's possible. There's a lot of rumors of that. A lot of rumors of him. So we haven't got no confirmation on that. But Phase 6 has a lot of dates that are untitled right now. There's only 3 dates selected for it right now. But right before we get into that thing, man, Cap 4, May 3rd. It's going to be 2024, May 3rd. So that's going to be cool. Cinco de Mayo weekend, man. Don't make sure you don't get too fucked up, yo. And then Thunderbolts, July 26th. So almost exactly 2 years from now. So that's pretty interesting. We'll have to wait and see what's going on with that. But let's wrap this thing up, man. Phase 6 is going to be 2025 through 2026. Because the end of 2024 is going to be Fantastic Four, November 8th, 2024, man. And we're going to have Avengers, The Kang Dynasty, May 2nd, 2025. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to double check real quick, but I think Avengers Secret Fucking Wars is coming out November 7th, 2025. So I think we're getting 2 Avengers movies in the same year. I'm going to shit my pants.
That's interesting. Oh.
Yep.
Because that's going to be the first time we're going to have a new Avengers.
I know. I told people they were coming eventually, man. Just had to wait.
He has to have that thing.
Exactly.
Kang definitely is one. Secret Wars is definitely going to be the other.
Yeah, we know it's official. I told everybody, man, pay attention. Loki Season 1 told you. Kang is the big bad. Dr. Doom could be up in there fighting for power and be another element to it, which I hope, praying for it. But told you, man, Kang is going to be fucking up things for our heroes. And it is not going to be pretty whatsoever, man. Yep, it is. Yep, that's for sure. May 2nd, 2025 and November 2nd, 2025 is going to be the culmination of it right there. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think there might be more movies in 2026 for it as well. If I'm not mistaken.
So is Kang going to come out first or Secret Wars out first?
Kang Dynasty is going to come out first on May 2nd, 2025. And then later that year, we're going to get Avengers Secret Wars on November 7th, 2025. So, yeah, so we're going to get a 2-part thing right there. And as you see from this graphic here at the convention, it looks like they got more dates going in there. So, yeah, we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy shit, we got like 7 projects coming out in 2025. So, 2 or 3 of those will probably be movies. So we probably got another movie or so. We got maybe a 4th or 5th movie potentially and a few series mixed in there. So Phase 6, man, there's so much to come with that. And they got all this stuff that all the dream projects we wanted to do, we're teasing them, and it's going to go down in Phase 6. And I believe this is where X-Men is going to hit fully and surely.
Yeah, the mutants is going to definitely.
Yeah, you know it, man. It started with Miss Marvel, which is another thing I love, how it's all going to come back to her in the future. So Miss Marvel's gonna age like a fine wine, I tell you. But yeah, man, all that's going down. And one quick thing about Ant-Man I forgot to mention, because I'm on my Instagram feed here, and I forgot to mention this earlier. MODOK is confirmed for Quantumania, and that's gonna be some zaniness.
He's gonna be great. He's gonna be helping along with Kang. He's gonna be like kind of.
Yeah, yes. I don't know, but yeah,
teaming up with us. That's gonna be cool.
But yeah, man, Secret Wars, Kang Dynasty, dog. I don't know what is gonna happen in one versus the other one. Have no idea. Secret Wars, man. Beyonders or no? In any form, cameo anywhere. Are they gonna be in the film?
I can see him being part of it.
Me too.
Why not?
I think they're going to use the newer versions of them and have them kind of as a background character type thing that's going to try to maybe go against Kang or something,
Yeah, like Kang himself, like we'll probably see like what Kang.
The Kang Dynasty. I'm like, what does that mean?
We'll probably get like a lot of flashbacks of like conquering multiple.
Dude, I hope they do give him the Thanos treatment. Put the first one mostly on him. And like have our heroes be a big focus too, but like kind of have him almost be the main player. And then the second one's more about the Avengers kind of. So I think that would be cool. Like if they kind of copied that element a little bit, but did it in a different light where you got all time space to do it with him. Yeah.
Like there's no way around it. We could probably get some legacy. I don't want to say some legacy characters back, but
anything. It's multiversal war, bro. If Chris Evans and them are ever going to come back, this makes the most sense. Like, if you're going to do it now or don't do it. Because I'm like, what else? What other time would be great to do that?
I'd imagine that to seem like, I would say the big appearance would probably be Thomas.
Oh, yeah. That would be the big one. Yeah. And that's the only time I want to see him is something like that. Secret fucking wars where he has people going from all kind of multiverses and shit. That's the time you bring Tony Stark back, when it's like now or never. You know what I mean? That's when you want to do something like that, if he wants to do it ever at all. Chris Evans has always said the same thing. I'm only going to come back if it's like epic and perfect. That's the way to do it. Yeah. But the other big speculation here before we end it off, right here, so we're going to end this thing off here with the big long Comic-Con talk, man. So much crazy shit to get into. But the Russos said they would love to possibly come back and do this saga, if you will, and they would like to do it even bigger and better than the last 2 movies. So do you think, is it happening? Are our boys going to come back home?
They're going to probably most likely. Honestly,
I think so too.
Pretty well. He did well with like
they killed it, man. Every movie they did is 4 of the best MCU films ever made. Easily.
I think they are able to handle that task. Big events.
They're the only people we know that can handle the task for sure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's like nobody who would be able to get to that level, and they were able to tie up Infinity Saga perfectly, and they'll be able to do that again years down the line.
They're gonna have to play homework catch up though. They don't keep if they haven't keep it up already. They better catch up. Oh shit, because you don't want to have any contradictions, loose ends, man.
Yeah, I think that's what they're kind of like. I think that's what they'll probably do like a lot of research on. I think that's something that they will not be afraid of. Just
once they lock it in or get him signed on, they'll probably go, okay, time to catch up on phase 4 and 5. We're gonna make sure we catch everything.
Yeah, like they'll probably be like, okay, so what's the places we got here? Okay, these characters. Like they'll be able to do it.
Yeah, because they know the story front and back because they love that. That's their favorite comic storyline all the time. So I got a lot of faith in him, man. I hope we see him come back for that. I would love it. I would prefer that over them doing X-Men any day. So let's hope that comes through. X-Men, I prefer newer casted actors, newer director. Like, let's do something fresh back. You don't know what to expect. That's my thing with X-Men. But yeah, man, so that's the big thing. Phase 4, 5, and 6, the multiverse saga. The Comic-Con breakdown. Yes. Very lengthy. This is the longest episode we've ever done, my friend. And it's awesome.
Really?
Yeah, we're clocking in over just around 3 hours right now. So this is definitely going to be the longest episode we've ever done, y'all. We're probably have to break it up in 2 parts on the audio feed. So you're probably listening to part 2 over there if you're doing that. But yeah, guys, there's so much great stuff to talk about with Comic-Con. I really hoped you guys enjoyed it half as much as we did. There's so much to get into, guys. So many things we didn't even discuss yet. So, so many things that we might not even mention that you might have thought about. But let us know what you thought about all this news, guys, in the comment section below. This has been the biggest slam-packed full thing of What's the Word, guys. But yep, Comic-Con 2022. A lot of great stuff went down, and I'm very excited for the future of the MCU, my friend. But with no further ado, I think it's time we get into the latest Jordan Peele film in his world of his zany craziness and originality that is the mind of Jordan Peele. We're talking about none other than Nope.
Ooh, okay.
What every black person says in a horrific situation when they don't want to deal with it and know they're trying to get the hell out of there. Nope. Just dropped this past weekend, guys, as of the recording of the video, and be really highly anticipated. Everyone always comes out in droves to see the Jordan Peele films ever since Get Out back in 2018, I think. 2017, 2018, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was Black History Month at that time. It was a big deal. It was a huge hit. They made like $100 or $200 million worldwide on like a couple $1 million budget. Totally blew up and totally put Jordan Peele into a whole other stratosphere of directors where he has carte blanche to create what he wants to create and get a decent budget and get it in the theaters. We don't see a lot of that going on today, guys, with people creating new original content with whatever, and they can do whatever the hell they want when they're not an established name or legend like a Tarantino or Nolan or Wes Anderson or even people like that. So it's really cool to see someone, especially as a black filmmaker in the industry that he's in, being able to make something that he wants to make and put people of color in the forefront of it, man, because the horror, thriller, sci-fi genres have not necessarily been known for doing that. So it is great to see that going into genre filmmaking without it always hitting you over the head, but just being good characters and stories in and of themselves. But what did you think of this movie? Nope, man. This was definitely one of my most anticipated films, but I know what I think. I want the people in myself to know what you thought about the movie. Overall thoughts on the film.
Overall thoughts, I really did enjoy this movie. I've enjoyed the previous two for sure.
Yeah, I love Get Out. And Us is still really good, but I have more issues with the plot and some of the logic and twists and things of that nature. So it kind of breaks down for me a little bit towards the end of the movie. But I really enjoyed the first half.
Yeah. Nope itself is a different perspective of what we think of a twist of what we think of UFOs. Man. There's always like an alien spacecraft of some sort.
And aliens in there controlling it and all that, but not here, bro. This thing is living and breathing.
Yeah, something different, and it ends up being an animal. And it's such a different take of an animal. When I very first seen it.
Oh, my bad. Spoiler alert. If you haven't noticed by the thumbnail.
If you guys can't read, go back to school.
Hey, I'm just saying in case you're listening on your car drive to work and you didn't pay attention. Hey, I'm just letting you know. Spoiler alert, okay? Just letting you know.
It'll be in the title.
Hey, man. I'm just covering our bases, but yeah. Continue, dude. But continue, yeah.
But no, like this, I like the idea of it being something that we're not exposed to. And
yeah, man.
The whole point of it being a whole creature of it consuming it of I guess people are like, oh, we've been abducted. And that's basically got eaten. And I was like, okay, this is
I know.
In the theater, I remember I was sitting down and I was like, that's an interesting take. And I know a lot of people were also doing food their itself. They're like, okay, so this thing is a living creature. How the fuck are they going to get away from it?
Yeah.
The thing is too, it was cool that they were able to show it, like how it was able to be territorial. It has certain things that creatures would have, like have that little thing with not looking into the eyes of the creature itself.
Like a bull or something.
something within that realm, it was able to camouflage as well as like kind of like chameleon of the sense or sneaky kind of sense too with him.
Yeah, with the cloud and everything like that.
Yeah, and then like there was obviously too in the real world, people think that too. They're like, there's a certain cloud that's not moving at all, but the rest
of it,
they kind of like Jordan Peele kind of like threw in some of that those theories along with it within this movie itself. And I thought that was pretty cool. I love the characters. I like the characters overall. I feel like
me too. I love these characters overall, man. Especially Keke Palmer's character. I've always been a big fan of her since freaking Nickelodeon, man. So I was so happy to see her getting to kind of be a lead character in a movie with such a big director and such a lot of hype going into it. I'm really happy she got to do that. And I really dug her character overall. And I thought she didn't annoy me. I thought she felt like a very organic, real character that's just very energetic and very animated and just very like passionate about what she's doing. And the relationship with her and her brother, played by Daniel Kaluuya's character, his character of OJ. I'm just forgetting her name for some reason, but OJ just sticks out to me. I always loved Daniel Kaluuya since Get Out. He was great in Black Panther 1. I also saw him in this other movie called Widows, which I thought the movie was trash, but I thought he was pretty good in it. And he was great in this film, and it was great to see these two together and playing off that playing off that sibling bond. I thought they did so well. And overall with this movie, man, I gotta say, I really fucking liked it. I liked it a lot, man. It's just short of love it for me. Like, it's just short of it, really, because I thought some of the symbolism and some of the more elevated horror aspects, if you want to use that term, I thought some of the more artsy stuff kind of got in the way of just the pure enjoyment of the film and the spectacle and the things that he was kind of, I know everyone's been using that word constantly with this thing, but I couldn't think of another word, but all the crazy, old school kind of blockbuster approach that he took to this thing with making it more like a 70s, 80s film. I love that. But just the way that the messaging with the monkey and all that stuff, I thought that kind of got in the way of some of just the flow of the movie and just getting into the spectacle and the alien and trying to chase something that maybe you should have just left the hell alone to begin with. That element of the storyline worked in the sense that spectacle has kind of been the downfall of our society and people wanting to chase attention and wanting to chase the next big thrill. Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, that's a fucking example right there. That motherfucker is never satisfied with the thrills. He just drove off a cliff for this last one. What the fuck? You know what I mean?
That guy's insane, dude.
Yeah, and just people's like desensitization to violence and spectacles like we do, or people, it's just crazy to think of the lengths people go to try to get the cool shot or to make the next best thing. So I thought that storyline played really well, and that theme carried through the movie excellently and very well. And the whole thing with like the monkey and stuff, and that whole thing with Stephen Wen's character, the guy from Walking Dead. What was his name in there? Glenn, yeah, Stephen Yang. Yeah, Glenn, the guy that was unfairly killed off way too early in the show.
I think it was fine. No,
he got killed real brutally though. But I was like, holy shit! I guess
that's how he.
Oh, okay, my bad. That's why Negan killed him in the comics too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's Abraham. Abraham was supposed to die like a long time ago. He's supposed to be the one who got shot in the hospital.
The redhead guy.
Like right, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But man.
That was with that character, and I understand too with that one, right? The whole thing with the monkey. I thought
I don't even get I kind of get the point. Like, it seems like they wanted the spectacle of the monkey for the series or the sitcom, so it ended up being their downfall, and then he ended up making the same mistake again when he brought all those people to see the alien. Mm-hmm. I get it, but it seemed like it took a 15-20 minute detour for that when the character only had 4 scenes or something.
Yeah, that was something that I kind of like. I know there was some criticisms too with that as well, with a lot of things like a lot of scenes like that will pop up, right? Like there'll be questions and sometimes there will be answers. I think
sometimes, and then sometimes not, which I'm cool with, but I think certain things just have inconsistencies. Like the whole thing with them figuring out not to look it in the eye, I thought that was very quick and kind of unexplained a little bit. Like, you can't have a conclusion that fast just at the right moment. I thought that was a little convenient. You know what I'm saying? It stuck out kind of to me.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I think that's something too. When he found out, I was like, "Wait, what? He just figured that out right after
like a split second? What? And that was still one of my favorite moments in the movie, where he's just like, "Nope, fuck that. I ain't going out there.
I ain't fucking with that thing."
Yep.
You just
love it, man. But I just like there's certain inconsistencies there that kind of got in the way for me a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I didn't like the redesign that the alien did when it went into some weird ass. I didn't like that.
I think that was like some of the visuals that, like, even for myself, I was like, I get what you're trying to go for.
It's weird, but it just weirded me out more than scared me or made me terror. It lost a little bit of the tension when I was looking at it until like the chase scene happened with Kiki when she did the whole freaking Akira shot when she stopped the bike and everything. I like that moment and everything leading to the end and the way that OJ seemingly might have got killed off. I'm not sure now because the ending kind of confused me there. But I really like the moment with her getting the picture and getting the footage. I thought that was very tense and very suspenseful. But just the design of it, every time I would see it, it would kind of take me out of it a little bit. Like I was like,
it did.
It's like a toilet paper creature thing.
I thought so too. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is that? Is this goddamn fucked up blimp? What the hell is
like seaweed or something? I don't know. It's weird. Like it's unique, and I give him credit for not doing the whole A Quiet Place looking alien like everybody does. But I just kept it looking like it did. It looked cooler like that. It looked scarier like that.
Yeah, I think that's probably this. I don't know, like origami type of crap that I see.
Yeah,
that's what really. That's what pulled me away too. I was like, oh, it's not much of a threat anymore. It's just really. It's
a threat, but it just doesn't look as intimidating, right? Like. So it kind of makes you like a little less tense. Where before, what the fuck is that thing? Even when you knew it was a monster, it was like, what the fuck? You can't. How does it see? Like, what is that? And I was like, where does it suck you up into? What's in there?
Yeah, and then like you'll see it like the guts and everything when everybody got eaten. Then
That freaking dude. I'm telling you, it may have been too on the nose for some people. They should have had Slayer for the raining blood, dude. It was raining blood, man. When it was like regurgitating or shitting or whatever the hell it was doing on the house, I was like, this is fucking terrifying and so confusing. What the fuck is happening right now? And I was literally watching it with Harley. I was like, dude, it's raining blood. It's raining blood. I was like, holy shit. God,
dude. Like, I think that would have been cool to have it there, but you know how music labels are. They're gonna be like,
I know. But I know. But I don't even think he likes metal music like that. But it's just like. It kind of probably would have been a little out of place, but I just thought it was cool. I'm gonna make a fucking thing with that someday. I swear to God. But it's freaking cool, man. But there's so much, and I don't want to take away from the first half of this movie. The first two acts of this movie are fucking great. They're fucking great. The setup, dude, with Keith David. Even though I'd love to see him more in the film because he's one of my favorite all-time actors. He's a legend in the game. But I understood why they were getting him and getting him out. But I love the whole backstory of their family and how they got to the horse ranch and how that ties in to their identity as a family and how the Hollywood is changing with CGI and all these different things and the way that it's commenting and kind of being very meta in that sense and talking about filmmaking and the crew behind the scenes. Loved that. I love the whole Scorpion King from 2001 jacket they threw on and then the hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
That brings so much nostalgia for me, being a Rock fan, being a Mummy fan. That's literally one of the first action horror type of adventure movies I ever saw in my life. So I have a lot of affinity for the Mummy and all that stuff. So that was cool to see that here. And just the way that Jordan Peele directs a film is just so fucking cool and fun to watch. The way he moves the camera, the way he edits it, the way that the cinematography, I didn't know the name of the cinematographer or nothing before, so I don't pay attention to that all the time. But this guy is a fucking legend. The way he lit up these shots at night, nothing was too dark. Nothing was too blurry. Everything was well shot and well put together. The jump scares were so well done. I've literally jumped 3-4 times in the movie. That never happens to me, barely ever. When I'm a horror fanatic. I love that shit through and through, and I'm so used to jump scares, and I can usually time out the shit. Not this time. Really got me with some great jump scares, man. Suspense and tension was done so well. Even in that scene with the kids dressed up as aliens messing with them. I was so fucking tense in that scene, bruh. Harley was even getting scared, man.
Dude, like, I remember seeing that in my theater, and then, like, I remember the guy in front of me, in, like, the left-hand side. He's like, what the fuck is that? And then, like, you see him move closer, and he's like, yo, fuck that.
Yeah, bro, I was saying the same shit, bro. I was like, no, get the fuck out of there, dog. What the hell is that?
That's what my character said. He's like, yeah, nope.
Nope, exactly, bro. He's like, fuck the picture, I'm out. See what I'm saying? I'm like, thank you, Jordan Peele. Thank you for writing smart characters for the most part in the goddamn horror movie. Thank you. Thank you. And don't make the black people fucking want to investigate the shit any further because they don't do that shit. I don't want to make it all about race, but trust me, they don't do that shit.
Nobody wants.
Trust me. No, they don't. Trust me. Hispanic people do like, oh, fuck that. I'm out of here. Adios. Fuck that shit. You know, like, no. And like I said, man, and everything with the alien creature up until the fucking end reveal thing was fucking awesome. The whole time I'm like, is that a ship? What is that? What's with the horses? What's going on? And just the way it was coming in and out of the clouds, dude. It was just so well shot, man. It's so well done. And the music choices always are so well done with Jordan Peele. It always fits in. He always picks very more like obscure or more like deep cut stuff from classic stuff. I love that. And everything going on with that. And like I said before, the performances are standouts, man. I love every actor in this film. Everyone did their job. I thought Stephen Wen, for the time he had, he did a good job. Obviously, Kiki and Daniel Kaluuya did great. Brandon Pereira, I want to bring him up. The guy that played the Angel, that played the Fries, the tech guy. He is a standout. I can't wait to see what he's going to do next. He was so funny, so engaging, and so organic to me. And I just love how he was just so obsessed with getting in on it with him and just proving the existence of aliens. Because if I was involved with something like that or had the idea that someone was trying to do that, I'd be the same way. I'm like, hey, bro, can I help you out, man? Let me get in on this, bro. Like, I'd be so morbidly curious.
Yeah, heck yeah.
I've always wanted to have proof of alien life somewhere out in the universe, you know? So I think that just played so well. And it's kind of ironic that they used Fries in it because Fries did go out of business, actually. So it's kind of funny they used Fries. Yeah, I think it did. Possibly. I heard that online. I'm not sure if it's true 100%, but I think they did go out of business, possibly. Or they did in certain areas or whatever. But I thought it was really awesome to see just Fries in there because I've been, you know, we all know about Fries. I thought that was kind of a nice little product placement that wasn't too in your face, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It did.
See? That's so crazy. I wonder how much Jordan Peele or how much they paid to go in there. Maybe they thought that would bail them out. You know, like, I don't know. Yeah, man.
With the COVID-19, the pandemic on.
Damn. See? Fuck the pandemic, bro. Fuck the pandemic. I swear.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. And it's just, like I said, like this movie's so well done, man. And I gotta say, I enjoyed this quite a bit more than Us, honestly. I actually enjoyed this close to as much as Get Out. Like, yeah, like I would probably, like, if I had to rank his movies so far, this is definitely the number 2 spot, because if it wasn't for some of the unnecessary stuff with Stephen Wen's character and the monkey thing and kind of not changing up some of the symbolism of the alien, I really think this would have been a strong 9.0 out of 10 for me, at least. Like, honestly, this movie is so well done, man. I really, really dig this movie, though, man. Like, other than some of the problems I have, this is such a fucking awesome movie.
I would say for me, if I had to rank it, it'll be I want to give it Us still like the second placement for me. I enjoyed Us.
Wow, okay.
I enjoyed, like, I even dressed up as like the costume characters of the
Oh, really? That's cool. You dressed up as one of the tethered. That's cool.
I still got the costume. I think I still got the glove and the knife.
Yeah, that's cool.
Launcher video.
That's
like,
cool, man.
I enjoyed it a lot more because I don't know, just like that aspect for me. I guess with the alternative version of Us.
Yeah, like the what's the word? I'm forgetting. Doppelganger type thing.
Yeah,
I like the idea. I just think there's certain logic issues with it where I'm like, so they would copy what you're doing. So what happens when you go on a motorcycle, or what happens when you go in a car? What do they do then?
Yeah, there is some of that too, but I think that's
when you take a shit. Do they take a shit? Like, what are you talking about?
Possibly.
When you're fucking, are they just air humping? Like it doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, when you really start thinking about it, it kind of breaks down for me. I'm like, I don't even get the point of it. Like,
I think for me, it's just with no. I think the thing is that probably cut off like probably the monkey scene. I would say for sure, and have it kind of focused like how you mentioned. I'm trying with it. Yeah, I would probably bump it up a little bit because I did.
Same here, man. I just think get rid of that. You don't need any of that.
It did drag when it shouldn't have drag. If you were going to keep the time length, more in the description of how OJ was able to find out
how
the was going to be beautifully researched.
Exactly, bro.
Around that creature. If it was for that would for sure be up there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, flesh that out more, or flesh out the fact that, or like the government cover up, because the government obviously covered it up when they killed Keith David, and when they looked on the Google Maps, I had noticed. After thinking about it, I remember that that area on Google Earth or whatever was blanked out. What the fuck does that mean?
Really? I didn't
see what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And it plays into the stuff that he does in his films, especially the last one with Us, with the government cover up. But that to me plays a lot better because the government covers up shit all the time. They covered up UFOs for literally almost 100 years until they declassified them and started calling them UAPs, unidentified aerial something. So it's like they changed the whole thing of UFOs, if I'm not mistaken, because Angel said that in the movie, and I'm pretty sure that's true. So that all that stuff works so well for this movie. I just think all this other symbolism and shit and the redesign, you just totally lost me, man. Like, or not totally lost me, but you lost me a little bit. Us, I think there's just too many inconsistencies with the twist and stuff. Like the overall concept, while interesting, and while the first half is so like creepy and thrilling and funny and has the best use of NWA's music ever, it's like, yes, it's a cool ass movie in the first half, but there's too much logic issues in the end for me. The kid makes the other kid burn himself, but then he could have did that early. I'm like, it feels like he's forcing his message without it actually making sense as a story or a movie. So it just contradicts it. It's not a music video, so you just you're not really getting your thing across here.
I see that. Yeah, I can see that.
But that's just for me, though. You know, like I'm not trying to like convince you to have my opinion.
Oh no. It's totally true. It's like that's something that I know for a fact. Like even for us, when it came out, we still had that same racism being contribution from the previous going on, and I sensed that too. I was like, okay, you know, I understand why people didn't like it as much as the first movie. And I can see why people might like better than us.
Right.
Like, okay. I think for me, if it was they cut it back and you know, like origami piece,
it would have made the third act even better. You know, it just took me out in like the last 10 to 15 minutes of it. I was like, ugh. It was that first half when they were chasing OJ and everything was cool, but it just once it turned forms, you lost me a bit, man. I was like, ugh.
Like, dude, what the fuck is that? And they start eating the big boy and it's suffocating. I was like, baby. I'm like, all right.
It was a little bit of a silly finish to something that was just so well done, man. They just dropped the ball a little teensy bit at the ending there. But overall, I think Jordan Peele gave us a really kick-ass movie, man. 1 out of 10. What are you going to give this thing?
Is Get Out, I'll give it solid 9.
Get Out for me is easily a 9.5 out of 10. Very few inconsistencies or anything wrong with that movie whatsoever. So well thought out. But he did take literally over like a decade or two to write it. So, I mean,
that's quality.
Yeah, he worked on it for years. So.
I'm thinking, because I'm trying to like align it with college.
I feel
I used to be like,
yeah, that's for me is like a solid 7. Just solid movie.
I would say it would be like an 8 for us, or like 7.8, 8 around there, and then Nope will be like 7.5.
All right. I've heard that score for it a good amount of times, so it's not bad. I'm gonna go ahead and like I said, I give us like a 9.5 out of 10. Excellent film, damn near flawless. Us to me, I'm just being real. I think I'm gonna go 7, maybe a 7.5, just for the extra, just for the NWA sequence alone. That was really fucking cool. And Lupita Nyong'o's acting is damn near Oscar worthy, if not Oscar worthy. So a little bit of a bump up, and she is a big fan of hers. And I'm gonna give I'm giving Nope as my second favorite Jordan Peele movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Because I gave it that 0.5 down because you just went way too crazy with the artsy fartsy shit. And it would have been about a 9 or a 9.5, but you lost me with some of the tension and the great horror you built up in that third act. It sucked the life out of it a little bit. So as a horror fan, as a thriller fan, you did me a little dirty on that one a little bit, bro. Just a little bit. But overall, it's like if you had Jason the way he looks in the beginning and then he looks like some guy with a tuxedo and a curly Q for a hairdo or something. It's just not working, man. You shouldn't have changed the look, man. It just took me out of it too much. I wasn't digging it. Yeah, it reminds me of H2O Michael Myers, where they have a CGI mask because they couldn't pick one mask for him to use. So it has like 3 to 4 different masks throughout the movie, so it takes you out of every scene when you're trying to go and get somebody because you're like, what the fuck is with the mask here? Huh? Why is it the mask have blonde hair and this one doesn't? What the fuck is happening? So it's like, I hate weird shit like that. It just throws me off. So that's just for me personally. But us, God damn it, stop saying us. Freaking Nope. Nope was so well done for the most part. I think some people are being a little too harsh on it for the most part, but I think for the most part, the consensus of where we're at is what I've seen from a lot of people as well. So definitely a divisive movie. Most of his movies are going to be divisive, I think, or divisive, whatever, for the rest of his career. So I think it's usually going to go that way for Jordan Peele, but I'm a huge fan of his. I'm always going to check out what he's got, and I'm always going to be interested in it and always give him the benefit of the doubt because he is one of the better original content creators we got right now, and I think Jordan Peele has a very bright future ahead. I really thoroughly enjoy this movie, and I think unless a few others like Black Panther 2, Halloween Ends, I think unless a couple of these other movies really hit like super duper strong, I think Us is definitely going to be in my top 10 films of the year for sure, possibly my top 5, but I think it's definitely going to be in my top 10. Really fucking awesome.
No, that's like a solid rating. Because I feel like your explanations behind it, it's like a solid reason. I can see why this film specifically is very diverse with its ratings. Like very
it's just a little,
It depends on like who you ask the audience.
Exactly. What are your tastes? What did you expect out of the film? Do you like old school movies like Jaws, Close Encounters from the Third Kind? All those kind of movies. I like those kind of movies. I really dig old school filmmaking. I really liked, Indiana Jones. I like those movies that were a little more grounded. And I kind of miss those mid-budget, more grounded films balancing out the Marvel MCU, Star Wars type stuff. We get it on streaming, and I love it, and I'm cool with it, but I just wish the theater would have more filmmakers like Jordan Peele's and these people of the world putting these type of films out. So I think it would create a lot more unique stuff in the big mainstream film world, and I think that would actually would benefit everybody. I think we just get more cooler, more unique things instead of getting a lot of the same stuff over and over again in the theaters with a lot of these reboots and remakes and things, which I'm cool with some of it, but I just wish we had a little more balance today in the world of what's going on in the big cinemas around the world. So I really enjoyed this film. Skippy really enjoyed it for the most part. You know what I'm saying? We're a little bit differing on our opinions, but hey, man, that's what's so great about these type of discussions here on the channel and here with you guys on the Fandom Frequency Network, guys. But this has definitely been the longest, but I would say maybe the dopest episode we've ever done on the Fandom Frequency Show, guys. We had so much fun doing this today. And thank you for tuning in and checking this out, guys. We're probably going to have this split up into 2 parts on the podcast feed, so you can kick in with the MCU, all the MCU talk if you just want to get into that. And then we're going to have it clicked down on the channel if you just want the trailer reactions. We're going to have those for you. If you want more of the Comic-Con talk, we're going to have that. And we're also going to have the Nope review dropping on the channel. We're going to have a lot of cool clip outs coming this week. We got a lot of cool stuff planned. But it's been fun, man, doing this thing, bro. And I'm so glad we decided to start doing it this way, man. I think it brings a lot of cool creative energy and something different. And I think it's been fun, man. And so much to come with the MCU, dog. So much to come.
Yeah, a whole lot with MCU, DC too.
Yeah, they got some stuff cooking. 2022 is looking good for DC, so I can't wait to see what they got next year.
So it's going to be a lot of high quality comic book readers and viewers. I mean, there's
most def
coming out.
Hell yeah, man! But once again, much love to all of you out there, guys. Click the like and the subscribe on the YouTubes if you're watching this right now. We really appreciate that immensely, and it really helps the channel out immensely. Every subscriber means the world to us, guys, and we're just trying to grow the channel out as much as we can and have as much of a community and group of people around this thing that we can all share in our passionate and fandom for this, guys. And so we're gonna be seeing you guys again real soon. We got some stuff coming out this week, and we're gonna be leading into She-Hulk real soon. A lot of cool stuff down the road, guys. So stay tuned. And make sure you don't ever sleep on the channel, guys. More cowbell. Click the bell, man. We need those alerts on you, man. I know you get a lot of notifications on your phone, but trust me, this one's worth it. More cowbell, hashtag more cowbell, hashtag Fandom Frequency Show. Share it with your friends, family, coworkers, girlfriends, boyfriends, anything in between. Share it with the guy you just picked up on the side of the street, man. Let him know what's going on, But yeah, man, let him know what's going on. Skips, it's been a pleasure, my man. I'm going to let you go, man. And you're going to see this thing dropping on the channel this weekend. And it's been a blast, man. So we definitely gotta link up again and kick it real soon, man, for sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely. It was a fun time tonight. Very cool. Longest episode.
Hell yeah, man. But it just flew right by, it feels like. It's crazy. When you got so much fun stuff to talk about, I guess you don't really notice the time. But yeah, man, it's been a blast, guys. Thank you for checking out the show. And until next time, guys, much love. Peace.
Ciao.